The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the library, the place where we talk about Halo lore. And today we actually are going to be helping you guys out because a lot of you got problems.
Unrelated to Halo.
She's got issues.
I see the messages in the Discord.
Kids got it. Wait, is it Kid Sketchy?
Kid
Back
Sketchy,
to you.
Back to you. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather
That's
Boy?
my
I'm going to need
most
you to sit
experience.
down, Jeremy. Your family would like to talk to you.
Who's Jeremy? Oh, wait, Jeremy. Wait, there is a guy named Jeremy in the Discord.
I didn't know that. I know everyone by their Discord names.
It's Lima Bean.
It's so difficult. Like whenever we go into a game night, like there's their Discord names, there's their gamer tags, and then there's real. I'm like, I don't know what name to call you by. 9 times out of 10, I go by the Discord name, or if
the problem is when you're doing a game night and someone kills you, sometimes you don't know who to be mad at.
right, I'll just call it the gamer tag. Like, I mean, unless it's default. I know default.
We all know that. Yeah.
Yes.
He's merciful and he actually makes his username the same.
He's not complicated. I will say that.
I also appreciated how he was wearing the actual default outfit during the Lethal Company game night.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Yeah.
That whole game night was awesome.
It was a good time. I had fun. It went really, really late, which I'm grateful for because I caught the back end. I don't even want to say the back end, just the whole other half of it.
Yeah.
It went,
Fight was nuts.
If you want to know how to join this game night, you can go to discord.gg/JumperScape.
Yeah, discord.gg/JumperScape. That's what you were trying to say, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah. It's just not even.
it had to be said twice so people actually knew where the hell to go.
Yeah, and also like if you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/JumperScape. That's where like all of our projects are funded from. So like we have a lot going on. Speaking of projects, we have a show that just launched last week. Stories from Waypoint. I told you guys about Stories from Waypoint before, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure that I didn't like for some reason it was just like they don't need to know.
It did kind of feel like you told us about it and then it was just there.
Oh. Yeah, no, it was in the process of being worked on for like 3 months.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying how I felt.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. I'll work. No, I won't. So Stories from Waypoint. It's a great series. It's basically we're taking all of the Waypoint Chronicles, the story shards, the fractures, and the intel drops, and just making them into an audio drama series. They will have basically nothing to do with one another because that's how that goes on Waypoint. But it's a love letter to 343 for actually, trying to contribute to the Halo lore in the background while we're waiting for a new game. Because that's all they can do right now. Either get authors to write novels or make their own contributions. And their contributions have been really good, so I'm not upset about that at all. But it's great. First episode is out right now, Last Sky Marshal, and it went very well. We also don't know how the other stories would have gone in that because it was a choose-your-own-adventure. It was one of the only choose-your-own-adventure stories that you could do and interact with. And apparently, according to Mr. Wakeford, that the other stories were lost on his old computer when he got a new system. So he doesn't actually remember how the other stories were supposed to go.
That's a damn shame.
It's really unfortunate. But yeah, that's out now. So you could go check that out. Stories from Waypoint on all platforms, including YouTube. All available to you. So aside from that, we got the Patreon, we got the Discord, we got ko-fi.com/JumperScape. That's more of a direct way of supporting us and sort of way of it just being like, hey, here's a random thing. Which, speaking of next week, I forgot to tell you guys, next week, one of our Patreon members specifically asked that their Patreon support goes towards a pizza.
Interesting.
So we're probably going to get Marco's or something next week.
Okay. All right. I mean, whatever.
There's nothing else I can do about that. I just got to get a pizza now.
Okay.
Aw, Shane won't have pizza.
Oh my God, you're right.
Wait, what?
Oh my God. I'm not going to be here next week.
Why? He didn't tell me.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Oh no.
It was in the group chat.
See, things in Telegram get lost easy.
Very much.
I was like, late last week, I said on the 25th, I have my last Cavs season tickets Cavs game. And I would not be there for the 25th.
Dang.
So I guess I'm not getting pizza.
No, you're not.
That hurts.
More pizza for us.
No.
Yeah, baby. It's much easier to split like that.
Maybe this generous patron will do it again sometime
Just
when
for Shane.
when I'm present.
Gets a personal pan pizza just for Shane.
Please.
Like one of the ones you got for reading the book. from
You
Pizza
hurt
Hut.
my feelings. I forgot. You should have just let me be disappointed that day. Now I'm gonna sit here and stew on it for like a week now.
Last Cavs game of my season ticket package. Pizza.
I'll get.
Which one?
Don't worry. I'll get one slice of pizza at the field house that'll probably cost more than the entire pizza you guys get next week.
Gonna go to jail. Won't
And will it taste better?
Probably not.
That's a shame.
Yeah, no, it probably will not taste better.
That Fieldhouse has some pretty good food.
They do, but I mean,
Better
again,
than Brown Stadium food.
yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
No, the field house actually has really good food. I'm not gonna lie, but you have to take out a mortgage to eat there.
A rocket mortgage.
We're not sponsored. It's just a really funny joke
Rocket
related to the
mortgage,
stadium.
give us free.
What a random sponsor, wouldn't it?
I'll take it.
This is
welcome
podcast.
to the library, hosted by Rocket Mortgage.
Are you trying to take out a loan on a house?
Well, Rocket Mortgage has got you covered.
Jeez. Speaking of our patrons, we might as well give them a little bit of acknowledgement. There's more of you again, so I'm going to try to rush through this once again, but you guys are getting a little bit quirky with these usernames now.
I don't even want to know.
You're going to know
what
it
that
here in a
means.
second because I got to read them. So, Jacob Adlam, Jared Leto ate my spaghetti without my permission, and now I'm really sad. I miss my spaghetti so bad. What was me? Ooh, woo.
One name.
Who actually?
One.
Who actually is that?
Who
Who
do you think?
think?
Is it potassium?
Is
Yes,
potassium.
it's potassium.
Why is the
He's
name
changed his name
so
every
small?
every week.
Potassium.
Is there no
I had
limit?
I had to read
There's-
it somewhat recently.
There's a character limit of 125.
Actually, I'm not gonna
God.
lie.
For a
Spoiler alert
username?
for you. Spoiler alert for you, Potassium. This is the last 237 recording I did as of this date. I literally just went Potassium.
Oh no. The Library Cult of Lactation number 69, aka Lactating Snake Nipples, Dark Salad 42, Dick Hammerbush. Oh my gosh. Hounds of Meath, it's default 456, lactating S113 or 1337, so it's 1337. Lactating Gator Mando, Margarita Ortega is back. Wait, what? Hold up. No, she's not. Why is she on this list? My bad. Mr. Shifter, James Zealot, Seth Rutherford, Cool Blades, Kyle Hooley, Last on Reactions, Mobag Yallin, Spartan, Nabucco G156, VC Slipstream 19, Vermin, Addy Criminal, Big Feet the Pondered, Connor Clark, Dylan, Gareth Vicarian, Lactating Milk MT, LPU Soldier, Master Merc 664, Onyx Diablo X, Perplex Panic, Preacher, The Lactation of Mercy, Brennan Pfeiffer, Sky Cairo, Donald Atwood, Eliza Jackson Alley, Keith G077, Oddball here, Ossie ODST, Austin Taylor, Demian Groth, Dr. Lactator, Dragon Eye, Drew Ledbetter, Ginger Boy Head Ass, Hayden Hamilton, Lactating Sangheili Hooves. Whoa.
Huh?
Lactating Snake Nipples again. Mando 2.0. Pity 104, Prophet of Tom Cruise, the Goob, Throne of Lactating Will, Tyler Neal,
wait, the
Ray
Goop is-
X3 is Carl,
that's so gross.
Keegan, Shane, could you move that cord, please? Tyru88, Warm Applesauce.
Wait, what?
That was his username. What?
You're about to start reading the free tab.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, that was his name?
Yeah. Shane, could you move that cord, please?
That tripped me out. that actually worked.
Shane, can you move that cord, please?
I'm like, what fucking cord? I was tripping out. I'm like, uh-oh.
I ain't gonna lie. I also was like, Shane, what cord do you move? What?
Yeah, I saw you look over. I'm like,
I just sat there
I
like,
grabbed the
I'm
cord to my I grabbed the cord to my mic and my headset. I'm like, this one? Like, which one? So whoever that is, you have a special seat in hell, right? You have a throne right next to Satan himself. I thought another cord was gonna catch on fire. I'm like, I don't see a candle. There's not a candle. Why do I need to move a cord?
Of course. want to give special attention because I almost skipped right over it. Warm applesauce, aka Ongoy Food Nipple. We miss that. Your username is that every day.
We'll change it back.
Change it back.
We've said
now.
to change it back like 3 times now.
I like
think.
warm applesauce. It's a good name, but also Ongoy Food Nipple was undefeated.
So before we continue on with our episode, just to remind you all, our show is now cut up into 2 different parts. So we got Tuesdays for the lore and Thursdays for the community. If you want to get your reviews on Thursdays and your Q&A popping up on Thursdays, there is reviews opportunities on Apple Podcasts, as well as giving us just 5 stars on Spotify. Always goes a long way. As for the Q&A, in the Discord, we have a Q&A channel that you can go and ask anything that you want, preferably nothing really, really dumb, because we're probably just going to skip over that. But aside from that, that's the best way to interact with us, and that's the best way for us to get to see what you're saying. And guys, I gotta tell you, Thursday is going to be interesting because we have our first 4-star review. Ooh. That's typed. We're gonna have to see what someone said that made it so we're only worthy of 4. Oh no. I did say we'll read any reviews, although we did also clarify, and I just want to, just because I know our community, I'm just going to reinforce this. Please don't review Obama.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're still
please.
growing. It's not going to help. It's not going to be great if that happens. But if you're genuinely like these guys, 1 star. No, we'll hear you out. Absolutely. Just got to, actually like type up a message in there so we see what you're talking about. Because otherwise, 1 star, no context. I mean, what are we going to fix, dude?
We'll take the constructive criticism.
Oh, absolutely. And throw it out the window. No, I'm kidding.
I'll try my best not to cry on camera.
Do you guys want to
audio?
make James cry?
Put in a 1-star review.
Do you look what you guys?
No,
did.
even worse. Even worse.
Just the thought of it.
Even worse.
It happen.
Put a 1-star review on room 237.
I think I'd actually jump off the Hall of Fame bridge.
Do you feel him, sir?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm waiting for this. I'm really upset. I don't know if it's because your show is like new or anything, but room 237 doesn't show up on Chartable yet.
It's not even on Apple Podcasts, actually.
It should be on Apple Podcasts.
Can't find it.
There is a chance that because it's so small that you just can't find it in the listings.
The library was small.
I can double check, but
at a point,
I can double check it with Tom. But we should have you should by default have like it's all
random
over the place.
discussion, but also we're not getting ads.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are.
What?
You should.
Mm-mm.
But you're linked. We'll have to talk to Tom because you're supposed to be. We had ads even though we only had 10 listens a week at one point.
Yeah, no, but it's funny if you listen to 237, it'll do the whole. We'll be back after these messages, stranger.
Do you listen on Spotify?
Yeah.
Are you a premium member?
Yeah.
You don't get ads.
But I get ads for the library.
Whoa. Well, actually, they shouldn't be popping up anymore because they're a separate thing now. Like it's like its own card now, sort of like what Pandora used to do. I don't know, man.
They're skippable. The thing is, they're skippable ads. They're ingrained into the episode.
That's the thing. I know, but they aren't anymore. Is my thing.
But point still being, I get ads on the library when I
can check
stuff.
I can check because it should all that stuff should be already enabled.
But it is kind of awkward when it goes. Thank you for listening. We'll be back after these messages. So yeah, it just goes right back to us talking.
Room 237 horror film podcast now available on all platforms. Supposedly.
It might not be on Apple.
It should be. I might as well just send Tom a message real quick. Just be like, yo, making sure.
Let's see. Maybe it fixed itself. You guys keep talking about Halo.
Sure. So loyal fans of Halo, not specifically the library, just everyone here who is a huge fan of Halo. I know that most of you here are at least big fans. Maybe you've been gone for a while. Maybe you've been on the back end. Maybe you had kids. Maybe you just haven't played a Halo game since Halo 3, since that was when it all ended for you. Maybe you haven't played since Halo Reach, and then once you played it, you're like, this isn't Halo, and you never picked it up again. Maybe you played Halo 4. Maybe you played Halo 5. And that was just it for you. Maybe you played Halo Infinite, and this is the first game you've ever played in the Halo franchise. I met people like that at HCS. I know they exist somehow.
So they played Halo Infinite like for the first Halo game they played.
Their first Halo game.
And then they were like, you know what? I'm going to go to this Halo event.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Streamers, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Content creators.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So here's the deal, though. We're here to help. We're here to save the day because we know exactly how you can get yourself more involved with the Halo franchise and its story without having to, figure out, oh gosh, what novel goes to what? Oh geez, where do I go to get this extracurricular content and figure out what happened when, I don't know, Johnson was left on the ring, when Chief flew off of the ring in his little long sword. How did he get back to the colonies? That's so good of you to ask. We're here to fill in that gap. And this is the definitive guide on how you can get all of those answers without having to go to Halopedia.
Because that's what we do on JumperScape. We fill gaps.
We solve problems.
I like your wording better.
We fill gaps.
We fill gaps.
We're a freaking landscaping company.
We fill gaps.
Oh, gosh. So I kind of wanted to get things started by, let's say you're just getting into the games. Clearly, what you should do first and foremost, in my opinion, you guys can get back on me on this if you want, play the games first. Like, if you really want to get the story, all of them.
Yeah.
Play all of them.
I don't know why you thought we'd get back at you for that.
Because maybe you were like, no, you got to stop and watch Forward Unto Dawn before you play Halo 4.
No.
Okay. Halo Wars. You should play that too. It's a very important game. If you want to play chronologically, the best way you got to do that is Halo Wars, Halo Reach, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo.
I feel like if someone's getting into Halo for the first time and you make them play Halo Wars as the first game they play, like that'd just be confusing.
If you're doing chronologically, that's why I'm.
I mean, yeah, but I want to say something.
Go ahead.
I'd say the original Halo timeline, Halo Wars, is more of a spin-off than anything, and its story is not important to the overall Halo game story.
Well, that's not even going out on a limb. That's just true.
Yeah. So I'm saying,
well, not now it is, because
I'd say
Spirit of Fire
you
on
get
Arc.
people to run through. You could. I'm a release order believer on a first time playthrough, personally. But if you're going to do chronological, I'd say start with Reach. Do the first person games and then play Halo Wars 1 and 2 as its own separate.
I can agree with
adventure.
that because I know that order. The only thing I'll push back on is play Halo 2, then ODST, then 3. Because Halo 3 ODST has the best setup for Halo 3 story, and it's completely wasted when you've already played 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with. We haven't continued in a while, but when me and Nate started playing through the Halo campaigns on MCC, we started with Reach. We went to CE, then we went to Halo 2, and we're going to do ODST next, and then we're going to do Halo 3.
I respect that.
Yeah, it just made more sense as far as like in what order we play the games in terms of like storytelling. Because it also would like undermine ODST majorly. Like you go to Halo 2, then you play Halo 3, the godsend that is Halo 3, then you go to ODST. And like, oh yeah, Halo 3 is a banger. I can't wait for ODST. And ODST is great and all, but it's just like you compare that to Halo 3, it's just like, oh, what the hell happened?
Yeah, basically.
So
that's why I say, like, I can agree on the leaving out Halo Wars for now, just because, yes, Halo Wars is a little bit out there, but it is really good supplemental story. So it would be, at the very least, interesting. It just definitely doesn't apply to the main story until you play Halo Wars 2. Once you've played Halo Wars 2, it directly is part of the story, which makes it so much different than the first game, because the first game is kind of like, here's what happened on Harvest for a little bit. Now we're just going to go off to Arcadia, save some people. Now we're going to go off to a shield world, and then we're going to blow up that shield world. And now we're stuck in space. And then Halo Wars 2 comes along, and it's like, oh my gosh, is that Atriox, a giant brute, a big old ape guy? And then that dude shows up in Halo Infinite. And if you played Halo Wars, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's so exciting. And then he doesn't show up for the rest of the game. I don't want to get into this.
We're going to go down a rabbit hole again. We can't do it. We just can't.
So here's a fun thing. I'm gonna get into the fun stuff first, like the really interesting things because I've been thinking about this for like a week now, trying to figure out what are the coolest ways to really get into the Halo lore without having to just read. Because I think that reading is the best way to do it, because it's just quick and easy, and plus some of the best stories are in those novels. But the fact of the matter is, you can get some.
I would argue not quick.
Not quick. I mean, you can read them in like 2 days.
Depends on it's definitely a person-to-person basis.
Read.
The way our book club has been going, we've established a consistency with reading 100 pages a week. You could finish a Halo novel in about a month. And so it is a little bit time consuming, but the stories are extremely high quality. Like Halo 5 trilogy, they're like I get the complaints that some people have where they're like, hey, the novel should be made into a game, and it's like it's not going to work. It's just not going to work as a game.
For me, it's more when there's like story moments that are really important that I would have liked to see in games, or characters that have been MIA for a while that I wanted to see in a game.
Yes.
It's not really the stories themselves, because a lot of these Halo books would not really work well as a game.
No, Epitaph especially. Like I could imagine, I imagine more that these books would work like a Kilo 5 show. I'll take a Kilo 5 show. All about Oni's little quirks, little strange actions.
Unfortunately, the whole Halo TV series is trying to be like an Oni drama piece.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah, it's sort of switched because season 1 was, I don't know, sci-fi fantasy going on for a bit there.
Yeah, but they were still like, we're going to talk a lot about Oni, and they took kids. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and then Chief got naked.
Yeah.
And then season 2
Jimmy Rings.
and season 2 actually like is doing some impressive things, but still not. If you're getting into the lore, please don't watch the show.
Yeah,
No, it is not.
Don't watch the show first, please.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it.
Here's the thing. People who haven't played Halo but watch the show do love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those like 30-year-old
because it's a decent
dudes who
it's a
like, played it
decent
when they were
show.
kids.
It's a decent show, but the thing is, like, the target audience for a Halo show should be Halo fans, and all the
Yeah.
people who wanted a Halo show are like, "What is this garbage? Like, what
Yeah.
the hell?"
I agree. I'm just saying, if you've never been into Halo lore and then you watch the show,
Like Connor's dad.
you'll probably be okay.
Like just
But
like
it's going to
Connor's
give you
dad.
the wrong impression of what
Connor's
the
dad
games
is
are
never
like.
is Connor's dad is not a gamer. He knows nothing about Halo.
I told him about season 2. He's like, no way, let's watch it.
I think there's a lot of people who experienced, if you watched the Super Bowl, a lot of people are like, isn't that the Halo game you play? And it's like, yep. I'm shaking my head no. Yep, it is.
No,
That's the thing.
that's it.
I just don't even bother. Like, my dad would be like, so there's a Halo TV show, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna dork out in front of my dad and get mad about
No,
the
you
Halo
shouldn't.
TV shows.
Dork
lack
him out.
of,
You don't
Dork
get it.
him out.
Tell Vadam is not there, and he's not going to be the way that he is if he is there, Dad. You don't get it.
That stings. Huh?
They could have got Keith
Velvo.
David.
That sucks.
Welcome to hell.
I do like Var Gadagai.
Uh,
Var Gutanai.
it's. I think it's
Gadanai.
no Gata guy is another
Gadugai is from Shadows
of Reach. I think it's Gatanai.
something like that. Similar.
Yeah, and he's like jacked.
He's huge.
He's
When those two, okay, in the really disappointing Reach episode,
yeah,
where I was like, oh, I can't wait for the rest of the Reach stuff,
and then that was it.
and then that was it. But when like those two normal sized elites like start coming down the hallway, and then he walks in behind them, just like, boom,
Yeah.
like fucking tall. I'm like, whoa.
That's definitely like it kind of gave me. I was happy about this personally, just because I know that this vibe of Arbiter didn't get a lot of a spotlight. But Ripa Morimi from Halo Wars, a lot of his vibe,
He's more like Ripa Morimi.
and I love.
He's kind of like a mix of Thelvadam and Ripa Morimi. If you know what I mean.
with his anger and aggression, but his honor as well.
Yes.
And his faith.
TV show episode.
Yeah, but we're talking.
We
about
haven't talked
Arbiters
about
we
it
like.
since the first two episodes came out, so might as well.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore it for like the rest of this. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So we might as well get it because this is the season finale of the library, and we have plans already for season
We
3.
have plans.
Yep.
And we
And-
can-
and also-
Halo TV show is not in those plans, so might as well talk about it now while we can.
And I might just scrap the show ever talking about it again because, like, I'm thinking about it. We're a Halo lore
Fine.
podcast. What are we gonna do with it? Like, you can't talk about it unless
All
we
we're
talk
gonna do
opinion
is-
pieces.
I mean, to be fair, that's fun.
It's fun, but it's more fun, I think, if you poke at it while you're starting to talk about other things that are legit. So it's like, this happens in this, but in the TV show, gosh, it's the
Yeah,
worst.
but-
Anyway.
What I think is we need next time we full talk about the show, we have to have 0-0 back on again.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I agree.
Especially since he's been on the inside.
You know, by name, yes, we are a Halo lore podcast, but I just think of us as like just Halo like anything Halo, like books, lore, the like opinions on the games, talking with content creators and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, it is about lore, to be fair. But I don't know. I don't think of us just as
Well,
lore.
that's what the community episodes are for.
Right.
And if we want to mix things up, that's what we use that for now.
Right.
So then we can get a little bit of a both going on.
But I guess moral of the story, don't have if you are a person who plays video games, I'll say this. If you're a person who plays video games, play the games, don't watch the show.
Yep.
If you are 40 and don't play video games and don't want to,
Then go watch the show.
go watch the show for sure. Talk to your like cousin, your little cousin who likes Halo about Halo
And piss them off.
and piss them off.
Or if you're like our buddy Guyver in the Discord, who's like, I don't want to mess. He's in his 40s. That's all I know. I'm not going to try to guess his age.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s, and he has read every single Halo novel more than 10 times each.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, except Epitaph, because he's still working on it.
Honestly, I always forget how old Halo is. I should probably raise the age there to like, if you are a baby boomer and have Paramount Plus, go ahead and check it out.
You're just like, oh, Paramount. I remember that when I was a wee lad.
Yes, I remember when they used the real mountain.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, don't go to the Halo TV show. If you really want to get your lore, though, here's one of the most entertaining places that I found it. All right, we're going to kick it off. I know a really good place to find one. This is a feature that I don't think anybody remembers. Y'all actually played Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary when it dropped on 360?
Yes, I
Yes.
played it.
Yeah.
That's
So-
actually how I played. That's the only that was the first version of CE I played. I've still never played the original Xbox CE.
It's the same.
I did when you remember there was a kid a few years older than us that would come over to my house on his bike through the woods behind. His name was Cody. Remember him?
Yeah.
He showed me CE for all my Halo experiences. I've been shown by my friends. I went and stayed at his house for the first time, and he had an Xbox, like the OG Xbox, and I played Combat Evolved for the first time. Like, I didn't know, for whatever reason. I remember I got Halo 3 for Christmas, then I played Halo 2. And then like for whatever reason, I could not get my hands on a copy of Combat Evolved to save my freaking life. And I eventually played Combat Evolved for the first time at his house. And I'm like looking at the graphics. I mean, compared to Halo 3, like the difference is night and day. But I remember it was just genuinely a good time. But no, I've never played it on the original Xbox up until that point.
But you've played Anniversary.
Yeah.
Because my first time playing CE was playing Anniversary at your house.
Right.
But you didn't tell me what Anniversary meant. I said, which Halo is this? And you went, Anniversary. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
I was probably confused on it too. Or
And
something
I remember
like
we
that.
were playing it, and it looked like Reach, but different.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm thinking in my brain, like, why does this play shitty? Like, I was like, well, because like I was a kid, I didn't understand that this was a old game with just new textures. That was the first time I played CE, was not knowing I was playing CE.
And honestly, that's the most disappointing part about Anniversary to me is that they just used Reach assets. It doesn't work.
No, the Halo 2 Anniversary is a much better
They did such a good
remaster.
job with it.
Because they used assets that actually matched. They made whole new ones when they didn't have any newer assets that matched.
Yep.
Like,
It was
I
nice.
think they could have. I really, this is a random as hell thing.
Go for it.
I really wish they made an updated version of the Halo 2 Grunt / Halo CE Grunt, because those are both the same model.
What do you mean updated?
Like, they look different in Halo 2 versus in Halo CE versus Halo 3 and Reach, which is the model they did use.
Yes. Yeah. That would have been fun.
I that's my favorite Grunt. The ones with like the gas mask that like goes like over their forehead.
Yeah, and
like,
some of them have
they
like
look-
a curled shell. Like
yeah, they
curled
look like
backpack.
they look like Bane. You know what I mean?
And like you're much more convinced that their voices sound like that for some reason
because they
when
have the really like beady like eyes,
Yeah.
and like if you see what they look like without their mask, they just have a little chompy mouth instead of whatever gaping wound mouth they have in Halo 3.
Yeah.
I remember in terms of like Combat Evolved, I remember like when all the like the gameplay trailers were leaking out and getting put out in the public domain. The original, like, remember what they did to the assault rifle? they literally made, like the original look for it was supposed to be like the Halo Reach assault rifle.
Yeah,
and it got a
everyone
shit
was like,
ton of
what
backlash.
the fuck?
Right,
And then they
here's the
just
thing.
took the Halo 3 one and used that. They
right.
stretched out the Halo 3
Ca-
model to look like.
Canonically, it did make sense for them to try to do that, but it just took away from the charm. And even Master Chief's armor in like the original artwork for Master Chief's armor, it was supposed to look very like Reach-esque. It didn't match the original vibe for Combat Evolved.
Here's
so they changed it.
Here's an issue with the canonical thing. The Reach assault rifle is a different model than the one you see in CE.
Right.
Because you have the MA5B,
Right.
and then I forget what the Reach one's called. Isn't it like the MA40?
Something like that.
It's an MA40 something.
The MA40 is Halo Infinite. I think it's something like MA35 or something.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
I understand the train of thought. They were like, oh, you know, the Pillar of Autumn, it literally just left Reach, so it would make sense that they had. But I mean, if you want to take that route, why the hell didn't we have the DMR in 2000? In the early 2000s? Like it just, I
Exactly.
get, it just doesn't make sense. I understand why they tried to do it, but luckily the fans spoke up and were like, no, this doesn't sit right with us, so they changed it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were still plenty of problems with models in that game.
Yes,
yeah.
I
Like
mean,
Chief himself.
just
Mhm.
play
Tiny hands.
Tiny
yes, play
that-
CE in the original graphics.
CE Chief is like CE Anniversary Chief is one of the worst Master Chief models that's ever happened.
But you want me to give you a reason to play Anniversary on Anniversary graphics?
Graphics?
Yeah. When you're playing Halo CE Anniversary on classic Xbox 360, there's a mode you can turn on that doesn't exist in MCC. I don't know if you guys remember. It's a scanning mode. It's like a thermal vision that comes down over your visor. Basically, any enemy, vehicle, or object or weapon in the game can be scanned. If you scan them enough times, you get a lore entry in the main menu, and it explains everything about them.
I remember this.
It's really handy. Now, the fastest way to get this information is just to have a copy of Halo Combat Evolved and open the game book, and all of that information is also there. But if you want a fun, interactive way of doing it in a way that Chief definitely did not do canonically, because I don't think he would just be like, oh, good, he's dead. Cortana, scan his ball.
Scan his balls.
Cortana, I have fought numerous of his kind. Can you finally tell me what their names are?
So that's one of the coolest things. I loved that. That was something that I played around with a whole lot when I was a kid, and it was the thing that got me into lore in the first place. So I highly recommend that because it's super useful. The other things are usually related to stuff that you can also find in the games, but they're much more entertaining to watch. I'm, of course, pertaining towards the terminals.
I love the terminals.
That's what piqued my interest in Halo lore when I was a kid, is the terminals from the campaigns.
Do you guys remember, like, Halo 3 was the first one that got the terminals,
Mhm.
and Halo 3, when you saw that eyeball, you're like, what the hell is that?
It's just like, yeah, like I remember in the cool part about the terminals, for the most part, you had to explore a little bit to find them. Like they weren't ever like in a cut and dry spot. Like on the last mission at Halo 3, like Cortana will even be like, where are you going when you start going off the path, like, and you find the terminal in the side of the mountain, which it like blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, they prepared for us to go this way. I forget what was in that terminal in particular.
I'm just thinking of us probably trying to pronounce mendicant bias.
We probably butchered
Mendicant.
Bias.
That mendicant sounds like a way we would pronounce
Mendicant bias.
Because there was a lot of words back in that time that we were just like, how do we say this? Like natched Duranto.
Natched Duranto.
Oh man.
Oh, the Goor.
Oh, no.
The Goor.
The
The
Goor.
Mosin agent.
Ew.
I never got that one. I somehow got that one right. I don't know how. I think I did it on accident.
I got one. How about the Torkarov pistol? Me and my
Torkarov?
Yeah, I still can't get it, but me and my brother called it the Torkatacative.
No, you didn't.
I thought the way you said it, trying to say it right, was the one that you
It's
messed
a
up.
Tokarev, I think, right? Tokarev?
Yeah, Tokarov.
Tokarev.
Tarkov?
I think it's
Tarkov, the Halo story, available on Spotify.
Tokarev.
And all other places you get your podcasts.
Goor.
Goor.
I was also very responsible for Goor.
I think you weren't alone. We all called it.
Anything
Did we
that had-
call the M1 carbine the M1 carabin?
Probably.
I know plenty of people that said carbine.
That's technically right.
Carabine?
Yeah, like in Halo
Carbine and carbine, tomato,
Yeah, it's
basically.
fair enough. But that's a really good way to find your lore. 'Cause,
Carbine.
I am orbiting.
What?
Because I am the orbiter.
That's another one. I thought he was the orbiter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you told me the story.
I never saw it in writing. I just heard Shane tell me his name, and I went,
Guilty.
Orbiter.
I remember you told me a story about what you thought that meant.
I
that he
thought,
was.
I mean, I was pretty far ahead of my time because basically I thought he was Chief's Orbiter.
He just orbits Chief.
Like the term for like a bunch of dudes on the internet that like simp.
I hate that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate that it makes sense.
Those are called orbiters.
That's really
That's
funny.
disgusting.
I mean, that's not how I thought of it as a kid.
No, I know, but still,
I just thought like he was Chief's
sense.
pal,
Yeah.
like he followed him around, so he was the orbiter.
Someone named him ally, even friend.
Even though we played Halo 3's campaign, I just never remembered hearing him speak for some reason.
I mean, he didn't talk all that much. But
So I just thought he didn't talk.
Resist our lies. Rebel.
or all your hives shall perish.
That's one of my favorite parts of that is just him shooting at drones while screaming
Just
for them to
talking
stop.
shit.
Like, maybe you should stop shooting at them if you're trying to convince them to not.
I mean,
be like
yeah, but they were
this.
shooting at him too.
Yeah, but I find it funny that he's shouting "Rebel" while he's killing them.
Let me speak to the people, Piccolo.
Let me speak. I'm not a big fan of the Covenant.
I'm not a big fan of the Covenant.
30 on 30. 30 on 30.
I'm not a big fan.
Nobody's stopping you.
But if you want the most context, Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 terminals are the best.
Halo 2 Anniversaries terminals, like, honestly, is like my favorite one, probably my favorite Halo media.
They added a lot of context. That was
It's
very
really
needed.
cool.
Yeah.
You get the whole story of the Arbiters. You get Locke's like little dossier on the Arbiter,
Mm.
and then you just get basically the history of the Covenant as well. All three of those things wrapped into one. Well, it's the history of the Covenant being told through the history of the Arbiters,
Yes. And it's great.
and it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah. It's so sad.
You get confirmation that the Halo Legends one was canon with a much clearer look at I'm Shavami. What is it? The
Foul
first
Shavami.
Foul Shavami. I couldn't remember his first name.
I think that's the first one.
It's
either that's-
of him and Big Samurai one dead on the ground.
I think that might be him. It's either it's that or it's Foul Shavami is the one that stood against a battalion of Covenant by himself.
It's the same guy.
Oh, my bad. I was picturing like the OG Arbiter who was the first Arbiter of Sangelios. I don't remember his name. It was something kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
Sally Neon,
Sally.
the true hand. Shout out that one Halo 5 elite who's just like Sally Neon, and then the other one's like Sally Neon. He's an idiot. No, he was blessed by the Forerunners. He's like, Forerunners aren't gods. We learned this.
I've never heard that conversation.
I spent so much time on saying Helios.
Oh gosh.
Sally Neon, the true hand.
I think the saddest thing about Halo 2 Anniversary is that you're not going to get the context of Halo 5 anymore because they removed those cutscenes.
They did?
Oh yeah, the ones where like I'm not so much looking for a Spartan as I am the Spartan.
It makes sense because if you're just playing Halo 2's story, you'd probably be a little confused.
Yeah.
Like, who are these people? Why are the elites
that guy
being friendly with the humans?
Now,
Yeah,
why the hell are you
that
after
guy.
that?
That literally
walking
spoils
disaster?
You know, when you think about it, it does just spoil Halo 3.
Yeah, true.
Because you're like, oh, these humans and elites are talking and they're
Yeah,
pals.
it does immediately do that, doesn't it? Wow.
See,
Yeah, I
when you
never
think,
thought about that.
Yeah, they're still out there
It's-
for you to watch, at
Yeah.
least.
I mean, at the end of Halo 2, it's a little implied with Arbiter and Johnson's interaction, but like,
That's the thing. It happens at the beginning of Halo 2, so you're also spoiling Halo 2.
right.
And also here's
That's a very good counter argument. Yeah, that's stupid as hell.
my least favorite thing about it is that Blur clearly made a beautiful Kydon armor for Arbiter. and it just doesn't look like that in Halo 5.
It's because they had
his
to
armor
put
looks
it.
so good.
The thing is,
so good.
because they decided for consistency, I guess, they had to fit that armor onto a 343 Elite.
It looks so
And
good.
they also knew it was unpopular, so you know what they did? They added more cover to his face, so you couldn't tell.
It's so good.
If we're talking about discrepancies in the lore in terms of looks of the elites, start of Halo 4 when Halsey's doing her flashbacks.
Oh yeah.
When the elites
Yeah.
they're the new art style and are like, if this is in the past, why
No,
do
same,
they not look
same
like?
thing goes
here's-
for the Spartans.
yeah.
They're wearing Gen 2
No, they- yeah,
armor.
that
They're
doesn't
not
make
just wearing
sense.
Gen 2. They're wearing the completely unique to Master Chief Gen 2 Mark 6
Yeah,
mod.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch. It's probably because they didn't want to make another model,
Mhm.
which is like,
Lazy.
sure, I guess. Maybe that's hard. I don't know.
Lazy.
I don't do it for a living. I won't call it lazy because I don't know
will.
how hard and expensive it is to craft those models.
Here's the thing. I'm by all means. Am I saying I could do it? Absolutely not. There's not a realm. It would take me years to figure out how to do something like that. But when you are legitimately funded by Microsoft, like like you are created to carry on the legacy of Halo, and you are the spiritual successor to Halo 3. Just don't take shortcuts. Like it just even at that age when I was young, I was probably about 12 or 13 when Halo 4 came out. And like even then, like I was like realizing like this, I know they're going for a new art style. I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. Like I'm a literal child.
I remember because you were like showing me the pictures of like all of the Halo 4 stuff as it was coming out. And I remember at the time being like, oh, this looks cool. I still think the Jackals are cool. I do like
The Jackals
343
look
Jackals.
cool. The Jackals do
But-
look cool.
I honestly can get past the 343 grunts. I actually kind of don't hate them. I don't know what they did to them in Halo 5 though.
Yeah, that was weird.
They took their kind of cute chubby faces that they had in Halo 4 and then turned them into these whatever that like
They look like pugs.
they look like they look like pugs. Like they're sitting there like, which is not inaccurate to how they behave.
Mhm.
But I just what did they do to my elites?
Don't know.
Some of them look cool.
They redeemed themselves because I honestly think the Halo Infinite Elite is the best Elite look
Yes.
in
Like-
the series.
And out of any game.
Oh, yeah.
Like even better than Reach.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love Reach,
I love democracy.
I don't.
but the thing
Democracy?
is, I don't look at the Reach Elites. The thing is, the Reach Elites are still a little too monstrous
Mhm.
for me.
You see, I mean, here's the thing. I like that.
I know
with the tone of Halo
it
Reach,
works.
it worked really, really well. So I'm like,
It works for Reach.
they're supposed to be intimidating.
Here's the thing, if I may, there is an important thing about art style that's important to note for those of you who are getting into this. You might find that there's a Fall of Reach animated series. It's a movie, basically. If you watch it, though, you need to be aware they changed the art style of everything for some reason. So everything that shouldn't be existent in 25-25 is existent in 25-25.
Where have we seen this before? Changing the art style for no reason.
Yeah, their armor is all wrong. Their weapons are from Halo 5. The Covenant are from Halo 5.
Interesting.
The thing is, like, I understood, like, because technically they should all have identical armor canonically. I understood why they gave them at least unique helmets.
I didn't, because they have numbers and everything, and their behavior is different. Their body types are
That's
different.
just, but also it's visual storytelling. No one's gonna read numbers while they're trying to see who's talking.
Well, no, but we've had situations where people look the same in visual media before. You use the voice and only keep the camera on them when they're speaking. So then
Do
you
I have
know.
an example?
No.
Exactly.
I know we've seen it. There had to have been at least one time where we've seen that.
Not that I can think of.
Well, I can't think of it either. I'm sure that's been done, though. There's people smarter than us who have figured
Where
that
everyone
out.
has had completely the same armor covering their face, and you could tell who was who.
Halo Wars 2. Douglas, Alice, and Jerome.
But that's not a bad argument, but at the same time, that's like maybe a whole 2 minutes of screen time in cutscenes.
You can still know which one is which.
I actually struggled to keep up.
I knew
I
it.
didn't know who was getting beat up.
Well,
until
when it's a girl,
they said the name.
when it's a girl screaming, it's probably Alice. When it's a guy with 042 on his chest, that's probably Douglas.
It was dark. They were getting their punked by Atriox.
You
I
could
couldn't
still
read
see
the number.
042.
I'm just saying, okay, so say you're making a project
Yes, I do that frequently.
and you have some military guys.
Yes.
Anime edits.
Are you going to give them all unique features of their kit? Or are you going to make them all look the same?
I mean, I would probably make them. I would give them
About
unique kits, but that's the
anime.
thing is that it's the timeline. It's the armor they're using. I'm restricted
Right.
by the universe.
But I'm saying I feel like this is a fair bend of the timeline for the sake of ease of understanding of what you are seeing.
It's a fair bend. It makes people like me upset, though.
I understand. Calm down is what I'm saying.
Calm down. No,
Just read the book.
I have a lot. It's a lot better. You should read the book.
Yeah, it probably is. But I did like the Fall of Reach animated movie thing.
It's kind of hilarious how they use the Terminals animated style. It looks.
I know it was very
all right.
disappointing for fans of the book
Yes,
because
hilariously,
it's way shorter and cuts out almost all of it.
3/4 of the book is not there.
But as a lead up to Halo 5, I did like it. But at the same time, everything as a lead up to Halo 5 was baller until the game happened. And now you look back at them like, oh. Because at the end of the Fall of Reach, you fast forward to the future and they're visiting the tree on Reach that they carved their blue team at emblem
tree.
on. Yeah. And, Chief's like, Sam was my friend. Uh-oh. And then he's all like, will you guys join me with what I have to do? I don't remember exactly what he said.
It was very intense like that.
And then we got our very first affirmative.
Yeah, affirmative. It's like, cool. Well, we're coming near to the end, so I'm going to quickly rattle off all the things to bridge, because really all you really need to get the story and some of the background lore, you look at game books, you look at Halo CE Anniversary's cool scanning tool if you want to make it interactive, you look at terminals, super helpful. You check out the extracurricular content like Fall of Reach, Forward Unto Dawn, Nightfall if you want some context on Locke's character, stuff like that. Halo Legends, you could watch it. It's not entirely necessary because all the stories are side stories and don't really have to do with anything relating to anything important. It's just kind of cool stories.
I mean, Origins 1 and 2 are kind of important.
Except 2, because it's horribly inaccurate.
Yeah, but I kind of like it. It reads like Cortana doesn't know what happened. So
It's the whole point, I think.
Source, I made it up.
The unreliable narrator. I've only been infected with the logic plague once. Come on, guys, moment. But it's still good. I'm not saying like don't watch it ever. Just if you're trying to pick up on lore, you're not going to get a whole lot out of it. You'll get a really good story, a lot of good stories. But if you're trying to understand primary stuff, you're not going to get a whole lot. The majority of what you're going to get, if you're going to understand in between the games, if you're talking about bridging that specifically, you're going to get it from the books. And let me tell you, I can help you, dear listeners. Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 2. You'll want to read The Fall of Reach to get the background, which you could play Halo Reach, but there's a little bit of retconning going on. A little bit, tiny bit. It's very arguable by this point. Halo CE to Halo 2, you have to go with The Flood, because that's just Combat Evolved, the book, but it's expanded and containing the original story of Combat Evolved. First Strike, which takes place immediately after Halo Combat Evolved ends, and it's really good because it's just Chief hijacking a giant, like actually Thelvadam's capital ship, so that's pretty funny.
No, it's not.
Well, not his capital ship, just a really powerful ship. And Thel's like, what? By himself, by the way.
By the time I learned of the demon's intent.
He stole my whip. Then you want to read Ghosts of Onyx, because that will fill in the gap of where the Spartan 3s came from. And that's important to know for pretty much everything else. So once you've gone through those books, you're into Halo 3 to Halo 4, and there's not a lot that will fill in that gap. There's Kilo 5 that you can read that has a little bit of some of the in-between of what happens between these two stories. You have some individual stories that happen around that time. I'm fairly certain the Ace of Spades either takes place during Halo 4 or Halo 5. Hunters in the Dark, that one's going to be really important because Hunters in the Dark takes place while Chief is still asleep in cryo, And it's about when humans and Sangheili have to go back to the Ark to stop it from firing the rings again. And it's a really good book because it's got some of the characters from Shadows of Reach in there. So it's
Sick.
It's very nice. If you want some of the context of what happens for Halo Infinite, Rubicon Protocol is going to be your first one because that literally takes place on the same part of the ring that you're on. Halo guy, shout out. He figured out all of the locations in the book in the game. So that was pretty sick. Confirmed by Kelly Gay herself. And then let me think. If you want context for what happens with Halo 4 and the Forerunners, you're going to want to go to the Forerunner trilogy. That's Halo Cryptum, Primordium, and Silentium. Then if you really want the end of Didact's story, you can jump all the way to Halo Epitaph, which me and James already know is a baller book. It's still in my vocabulary, actually. For real. And let me think. Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike. I'm giving them credit because they actually do tell stories that happened during the Halo canon. They are valuable to play if you want to know more about the story. They're actually really useful. And they're fun. That's the best part. Spartan Assault is kind of entertaining because you learn more about Palmer because you play her the entire game and the stuff that she went through. And then Spartan Strike is just, well, we had a team of ODSTs on the ground, but for this simulation, we're just going to send in one Spartan. And it's like, well, that's an L, isn't it? Poor ODSTs.
Did he win?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait. No. So let me think if there's any other very, very important books that you need to read because I've got them on the top of my head. You could read the Ryan Forge trilogy if you want to get some more story related to the Halo Wars series because Ryan Forge is Sergeant Forge's daughter. And that story is fantastic. She still hasn't found the freaking Spirit of Fire yet, so I'm a little upsetty about that, but you know, it's just like that. Thinking. I think that's all of the important, like absolutely important ones. Because there's other books that exist that are really good, like Contact Harvest. If you want to get the actual first story of the Human Covenant War, how it all started, that's going to be baseline. That'll tell you exactly how this whole thing started. If you go to, I'm thinking. There's Master Chief stories, which will tell more individual stories about what happened during the Halo Covenant War, the Human Covenant War, but it's not
Halo Covenant
yeah,
War.
I don't need this from you right now. It's not utterly important to understand the story. It's just more like if you get random war stories from World War II, that's kind of that vibe. Silent Storm and Oblivion, both of those books are fantastic. If you want to watch teenagers take out Spartans, then you go to those books. And the rest of the books, I mean, you really got to get contextual. There's a lot of books that tell specific stories. The majority of the time, you want to look at the back of the book for what date it's set in. Most books will tell the date. If you want some context, I guess, for Meridian from Halo 5, you could read the Halo Battleborn series, which I want to get a third book, even though I'm not a huge fan of those books. The second one was better than the first one because it's just a teen drama, but in Halo, so it's not fantastic. But they're all right. You know, they're somewhat worth your time. And aside from that, I think the only things that I could possibly think of when it comes to watching, like getting Halo lore and all this stuff, you'll want to go to 343 documentaries. They'll do a lot of these breakdowns of Halo lore. But the best place that you're going to get breakdowns of Halo lore, I'm going to give each of you guys an opportunity to shout out a YouTuber right now. I'm saying Installation 00 because we're homies, and the guy has done a breakdown for over everything over the course of the last 7 years.
I'm gonna shout out us. Yeah,
That was sick.
We are getting YouTube content soon, hopefully. That's like special.
On a real note, I would like to
YouTube.
shout out Hidden Xperia.
Yeah, you know he needs it. A small time YouTuber.
Yeah,
I think that's the only YouTuber Connor watched, so thanks.
I know I've watched a lot of YouTube on Halo stuff back in the day. I just can't remember who.
Connor, say Halo guy, YT.
Halo guy
Yeah.
on YT.
Yeah.
Him too. I watched him too.
He's a friend of the show.
He's a friend.
Halo guy is a friend.
Hold on now.
Hold on now.
When we start
You're losing
arguing,
me.
when we start arguing with him about Halo lore, because sometimes we end up doing that off the show. Hold on now. He's a friend.
Hold on now.
Halo
You're losing me.
Halo follower is
Dude, I
another
said
good
one. And also, Halo follower does not do lore.
He does every now and then.
Every now and then, he's inconsistent. I like his lore breakdowns, but now he's trying to do Halo news
it's like
every day.
news. Yeah, it's news and speculation and stuff like that.
News and speculation. Halo follower since 2012.
Yeah.
He's done a couple really good breakdowns.
Halo 4 follower.
That's a classic. I love how we just tripped him up with that. That was
He's
hilarious.
like, whoa, you guys know about that? We sure do. And so does our entire audience now.
James, I have one YouTuber in mind that if you don't say his name.
Covey Cannon.
That's why I said Hidden Xperia and Halo follower, because I knew Covey Cannon was going to be James's.
I really want him on this show.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Me
about
too.
to binge all of his episodes. I haven't watched his videos just because I want to have you as a specialization for the Covenant. I straight up avoid understanding everything about the Covenant.
Oh God, that's pressure.
Because I'm just like, one day, James, I want to be able to look at you and be like, James, all of the arbiters that we know off the top of your head, go. And then you're just like, here's all 8 of them that we know right now. I think there's 8. I think we know 8 named arbiters. I don't know. I can't remember. But at some point, someday, we will have you as our Covey specialist fully. You'll just have all of this. I guarantee it, whether or not you want.
I will be a champion.
But anyway, that's about it. If you have any other questions or any other concerns about Halo lore that you want to know about, because if you're getting into the games, if you're getting into the franchise at all, if you're just confused because you're walking in, it's like, why are there children in Spartan armor? What even is Spartan armor? I thought them fellas were from Greece. Then you got to jump into our Discord. That's the best place to get things clarified. Discord.gg/JumperScape. We've got a huge community there filled with people who love Halo lore, especially if you go into the book club discussion, especially if you go into the Let's Talk Halo channel. There's all sorts of stuff being talked about there. People arguing a lot about Halo lore. So you can jump in and absolutely make some friends there. It's super easy to make friends in the server, so we hope to see you there. Otherwise, gents, are there any other last bits of advice that you could give these people that are getting into Halo before we wrap?
Have fun.
Enjoy it.
Rule 1
I
of
wish
playing
I
Halo.
could just reset my brain for a day and experience Halo again for the first time.
I
Enjoy
was
the
just thinking
ride.
about that yesterday.
Yes, enjoy the ride. Like Connor said, enjoy the ride.
Like, have you ever
Enjoy the ride because Connor hasn't finished his yet.
I'm taking it down the scenic route.
the kind of guy to stand out in the middle of the open and look at the scenery?
Yes, you know, I've got to look at every detail that they put into that game. I need to pay attention to all the love, blood, sweat, and tears that they put into Halo,
I appreciate that.
down to the very sound wave.
He's turned up his volume. We can't hear his team. Connor, we need help. Wow, I wonder if that's a Van Gogh.
I bet it's a Russ. Probably an 82. That tree's happiness gave it away.
Gosh.
If for our audience, if you guys know what that is, you're a real one.
How much you want to bet Potassium somehow knows?
Why would it be? I mean, yeah,
Dude, he's like, for some reason, experienced everything we've experienced.
I don't know if I don't even. I'm not even gonna give hints.
Don't.
No, I'm gonna just see one of these days. We'll see if someone just.
It's
asks
just
us
something
and
that
then-
we watch together as friends.
Yeah, there's your hint. There's your hints. There's your hints.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that this was educational, that you at least got a somewhat of an idea of where you can find some of this really useful Halo lore sources. Obviously, the best place ever is always going to be Halopedia, but for the people who don't want to just look at articles all the time and you want to get interactive, the things that we've brought up today are going to be the best places and best ways to learn all this stuff, because there's really good videos, there's really good content that 343 has made, there's amazing podcasts like Hunt the Truth that they've developed and fleshed out and made it super interesting.
Yeah, I'd use Halopedia as like a resource, not like your primary source of knowledge. Like if you're reading a book, or playing a game, like read a book or play a game, and then if like you see a name, like a character, a planet, an event, then use it. But like if you're genuinely like just wanted to take in a bunch of Halo information, don't use Halopedia like as your first-hand source. Kind of use it as a tool.
Yep, it's kind of like how I'd rather watch a documentary about the Battle of the Bulge than read the Wikipedia article on it.
Yeah, that it applies. Yeah, it applies with Halo. That same mindset applies with Halo.
So, aside from all that, we hope that you join us in 2 days when we get into the community side of things. Because we got packages.
Be there.
We have packages from
Be
from our
there.
P.O.
Or be
Box.
square.
So we want you guys to be there, please. If you're square, it's okay. Are you just crinkling the package just to tease them?
I'm trying to build suspense. I'm setting the
I didn't like that. It sounded like a f***ing diaper crinkle.
Ew.
Thank you for listening, everybody. We hope you see you on Thursday. If we don't, then we'll see you on Tuesday for the lore nerds out here who are only here for the lore, but still want some laughs along the way. For those of you who are driving big machinery right now or trying to go to sleep, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, pay attention. It's focus back on the road. Don't look behind you. Grab that thing in the back seat of the vehicle. It's not worth it. Keep your eyes on the road for the love of God.
There are bugs in your skin.
Rip them out.
Why do your teeth itch?
Why are your teeth itching?
Gosh, I'm going to stop this before it gets too much. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
Pull off your skin.
The Halo universe is filled with wonder, mystery, and fascinating discoveries around every corner. With so much to explore, four friends decided it was about time that they boot up their consoles and discuss this universe that has grabbed their attention since childhood. JumperScape Audio kindly welcomes you to join them in the library.
I want to open one.
Welcome back to The Library, the show where we talk about Halo lore and community things, because it's Community Thursday. I'm not going to brand it that way, but I'm going to say it's that right now. On Tuesday, we talked about how you can get yourself all, into Halo lore in a smooth and orderly fashion without having to be confused about all the things that Halo has in its massive universe. But now we get to talk about the things that are all about us.
Why was that so funny?
Us. Now, before we get started, obviously, I've got to do the community acknowledgements here. I know that James is super excited to open up that package because we got 2 packages in our P.O Box today.
Yeah.
And I am equally excited, but we've got
I can't wait.
I know.
What about my thesis?
What about my thesis? Gosh, he's already referencing it. He just saw it.
Actually, it's docked.
Shame you missed it. There's new quotes coming.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. So first and foremost, our Patreon. We've got Jacob Adlam, Jared Little, ate my potassium. The Library Cult of Lactation Member 69, aka Lactating Snape Nipples. Dark Side of 42, Dick Hammerbush.
Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Ah!
I lost it.
Hounds of Meath. It's Default 456, Lactating S1337, Lactating Gator, Mr. Shifter, James Zealot, Seth Rutherford, Cool Blaze, Kyle Hooley, Momagat Yallin, Spartan Nabucco, G156, VC Slipstream 19, Vermin, Addy Criminal, Connor Clark, Dylan, Garrus Vicarian, Lactating Milk MT, Mass the Merc 664, Perplex Panic 1, Preacher, The Lactation of Mercy, Brennan Pfeiffer, Sky Cairo, Donald Atwood, Liza GX O'Malley, Keith G077, Oddball here, Aussie ODST, Damian Groth, Dr. Lactator, Drew Ledbetter, Hayden Hamilton, Lactating Sing Healy Hooves, Lactating Snake Nipples, Pity 104, Prophet of Tom Cruise, The Goob, Throne of Lactating Will, Tyler Neal, Wraith, Exratian, Iskari. I probably said Iskari last time. Iskari, Keegan, Shane, could you move that cord, please? Tyru88 and Warm Applesauce, aka
Who is that?
I need to find out who that is. I need to know.
That is
I might have to
golden.
put a PSA into the Discord, like, who's the wise guy? Who did this?
Shane did, in fact, not move that cable.
I tried to on the last episode. I didn't know what cable I was moving. I was panicking, like, what cable?
Now I have a cozy headset.
All right, so we've got actually quite a few reviews since our last episode.
Ooh.
Which, if you want to get your review read by us, we read all of them. So Apple Podcasts is the best place, as far as I know, to drop your reviews. Otherwise, 5 stars on Spotify obviously go a long way in helping the show. Otherwise, we'll get into the Q&A afterwards after we get all these packages open. So first, let's get into these reviews. And like I said, we've got our first 4-star coming up here in a second, so it'll be exciting. So first and foremost, we have a continuation of the original. If you guys remember, we've had a review a long time ago from and he's been deleting his old reviews and replacing them with new ones every time, but it's just expanding the old one. So
someone's got to see this and go, what What's going on?
Epic. 2 words, just better, and also make more episodes per week because this show is so good. I want to hear more of it. Also, can you start making episodes about the actual games? Keep up the good work. And this is one of the best podcasts I listen to, and Halo Reach is the best game. Change my mind! ! Day 11 of asking for game episodes. Stay tuned for season 3. That's all I'll say.
Coming soon. To
Literal-
a podcast
coming
near you.
Literally
on
in
next Tuesday.
4 days.
I think you can wait that long.
Maybe it'll be like day by that time it'll be a day that's 25 20, 29 day 29 of waiting for the game episode.
The man will have to wait longer.
Now here's our 4-star. You guys ready for this?
Sure. He's already shown me this.
It's from Gianni Porn.
What?
I forgot about the username.
Okay.
The username is Gianni Porn.
Okay.
Decent, fun, lore ?
I thought that was it. Just
No.
decent. And that's it.
Decent.
Decent. That's
No,
all.
he's got something to say.
Okay.
This podcast is great for you if you're feeling like feeling like the 5th friend in a 4 closer friends group while you try to laugh at all their Halo related inside jokes that you're only vaguely clued in on. Not really the best for Halo lore explanations.
I'm gonna find you. That's a fair criticism.
It's fair.
Remember what I said literally last episode that I barely see us as a Halo lore podcast, just Halo stuff. And like, yes, lore, but like you want to talk about books, but you could argue that's part of lore, which I mean, technically it is, but it's just like Halo stuff in general and just talking about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's very, very fair.
See, like, I think I feel bad if that's your experience watching the show. I don't want anyone to feel like the 5th wheel.
No.
It should just be. Obviously,
I think he
you
meant
can't-
it in a good. He meant it in a good way, though.
It
the fifth
sounded.
wheel.
It
He
sounded
means it
like
in a
he was
good
saying
way.
if you like feeling this way.
And then there's the bit of at all their Halo related inside jokes that you're only vaguely clued in on.
Like I said, it's a fair criticism.
It is.
I think that's more just
That part.
personal.
Yeah.
Like how you feel, like how the show makes you feel.
That part, I agree. I feel like that's criticism, but when the way I took it, when he's like, "Oh, if you want to feel like, you know, the 5th wheel in a closer 4-person friend group," I took that as like you're just there experiencing it with us. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he'll give us some insight at some point.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that is my brain's like, isn't that what a podcast is?
right.
You're listening to a conversation. You're not part of the conversation.
It depends.
At least.
That's why I don't think it's, you know, negative criticism or criticism in general.
Because here's the thing. The way that our show is structured, if you want just straight lore, you're probably going to want to go to our first 19 episodes because we talk the most about
it is
just
literally a lore dump for 19 episodes.
And then we start getting more of a personality going forward. But the fact of the matter is, this is just being as honest and upfront as possible. We are simply not the best choice if you are just getting into Halo lore fresh. Like a lot of our Halo inside jokes are just inside jokes that the majority of people who know Halo vaguely will understand. Or have interacted with the community enough. Like if you've watched To Spearhead, you'll know our Halo dubs references. If you watched Red versus Blue, which you probably have if you're a Halo fan that breathes. Like that's the sort of thing. And so if we're not fulfilling that need, it's probably because we weren't set up to be that way to begin with.
This is random as hell, but Shane is wearing like a light blue, like low neckline shirt, and I keep thinking he's wearing scrubs, but he's not wearing scrubs.
Shane, you just got off your shift at the Cleveland Clinic.
Sorry.
I'm going home.
I keep looking over, I'm like, oh yes, Nurse Shane.
No, I like the blue. You know what? He's more JumperScape than all of you right now, including me. I'm wearing green.
I'm wearing green. But backtracking to the review.
Thank you for the feedback.
We've gotten most of our growth and success so far after like doing what we currently do.
Mhm.
Like our current, like I guess strategy about like our episodes is when we've become a little bit more loose with like we still will talk about Halo lore, you know, bring in art authors and some books and content creators and bring up lore here and there, but it's a much more laid back conversation about Halo these days. And that's what, you know, that's our niche. We've found what works for us. But so yeah, like Austin said, is a lot better options if you're looking for just like, you know, straight lore dump. Watch our first 19 episodes, and you know, like there's other podcasts that are just solely, you know, Halo lore, but they're good if you're trying to go to sleep at night. Because
Shane, real quick,
huh?
we're actually the only Halo lore podcast.
Huh?
We're the only Halo lore podcast.
Really?
I'm being for real. There's no other Halo lore podcasts.
I didn't know.
The last one ended in like 2022.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to expose myself right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do the other Halo podcasts that are out there, do they not talk about lore?
That's kind of where I'm at. That's what I was thinking.
Because there are other Halo podcasts.
Right, when I say like other podcasts, that Halo podcasts that just talk about more specifically like deeper lore stuff.
Mhm.
That's more or less what I was getting.
Yeah,
at.
we talk about stuff like that, and it's I think
more
this
lore
guy
heavy
did
podcasts.
leave the review whenever we shifted towards the 2-episode thing, so we might be actually more satisfied these days. Who knows? But podcasts, Sacred Icon doesn't do Halo anymore. They haven't done a Halo episode in like 8 months. I think last time we checked, you and I. Then there is Podcast Evolved, who they're a great podcast, been around a long time. They've had a formula that has worked for them, and I appreciate that. As far as I'm aware, they kind of talk more about, it's a lot of opinion pieces and community related, more focused. So like they have 3 different shows on their one podcast, which is probably the most appealing part about that whole show. They've got focuses on the community. They've got focuses on the TV show. They've got focuses on playing the campaigns together. It's for the most part sort of more friends that are talking about the current state of Halo every week. I think it's more their style. As far as I know, I could be completely wrong. I haven't listened to every single one of their episodes, but there's 400 of them, so can't get through all of that fast. And then aside from that, I mean, there's Podtacular, but Podtacular has never been really about lore. They've always been strictly community, strictly, you know, the inner workings of Halo and talking with developers and stuff. That's always been their bread and butter. And also they're the oldest Halo podcast. It started in like 2003. So, you know, they have that on us forever.
The only thing they have on us is time.
Thank you for that awesome delivery, Connor.
Why'd you bring out the trailer voice?
He straight up just became Saruman for a second there.
That was epic.
The only thing they have on us is
Bart
time.
turned into Keith David.
Is there another one?
Oh,
Is there
no,
more? Is there more?
Cool.
There's a ton, actually. So next up is Pizza Party 2084 that says, love it. This show is awesome. I highly suggest if you want to learn about Halo and also have a great time.
So you are my favorite person ever.
So we're educational. Great podcast from 1111 Wither King. This is Q Dorian from Spotify. I've seen your Q&A responses. We should probably go through those on episode 1 at some point, because we have a lot of people who have responded to our Spotify Q&As and polls. We should see how those have been going. This is Q Dorian from Spotify, and I just came here to support you guys by giving you a review. I love these guys because they're funny, and I learn a thing or two from my favorite sci-fi franchise, Halo, whether it be about the multiple arbiters or Yap Yap the Destroyer. From Covenant all the way to Banished. That was my little ad at the end. He stopped at Yap Yap. The best Halo podcast out there for lore nerds and casual
You're
listeners.
damn right.
From LS33. This is absolutely the best Halo podcast out there, bar none. Guys, I can't tell you how many hours of enjoyment and laughing so hard that I started crying / had to pull over on the side of the road to avoid getting into an accident. Okay, that last one only happened once. I've gotten from the hosts of this show. I've currently listened to every episode and tantalizingly wait for every episode to come out. I even became a spectral patron of the show. I loved it that much. Keep it up, gentlemen. And
Loved.
He still loves us, James. I promise.
Past tense.
Keep
Not
it up.
current.
Keep it up, gentlemen, and don't lose what you have. Side note: if Austin, Connor, James, or Shane read this review on the show, I've noticed that on the 24/7 Halo Lo-Fi on YouTube and on the Patreon site, that y'all have an AI named Tempest. Can you expound a little on who she is, like what she is supposed to sound like, her overall demeanor, her job, and if she is an Oni dedicated AI? Also, y'all have got me hooked for life now, so I'll always be around for you guys if you ever need anything. I know that this awesome community will be here to support you guys in any future challenges or projects that come. You know, I really need a ride to the airport tomorrow. You could just pull up.
Could you go pick up Connor's mom from the airport so we can stay on the show for a little bit?
Tempest. I'm happy to explain Tempest because she is partially my creation, partially my wife's creation. Tempest is featured in the Tarkov Oni Files portion of Tarkov, a Halo story on Spotify. Tempest is an Oni AI that collects basically all. This is a fan created AI. I just want to make this clear. Not lore, not legit, not real. I want her to be real because we've really thought out her character and everything, but not going to happen. Tempest is an Oni data retrieval and collection storage AI, a smart AI that, through a method that I won't talk about because we might use it in the future, she can keep herself self-sustained for a very long time, well beyond when she would normally go rampant. She's been around for a very long time, and her origin story is something I'm not going to talk about also, but she, of course, like every other smart AI, was a human at one point. But her character, her voice, everything like that was all thought up and performed by my wife, Cheyenne. She did a fantastic job playing the character and writing up her story. But her whole shtick is she references Shakespeare a lot. That's why she's named Tempest, because she's named after the Tempest. Based on which episode of Oni Files you're listening to, her lines when she gets interrupted by, like she interrupts herself with Shakespearean quotes. Those quotes are from stories that are directly related to the characters in those episodes. So if you want to go on a little bit of a fun story, like rabbit hole of figuring out which characters are represented by which Shakespearean characters, that's a fun little thing for you to do. But yeah, that's Tempest. So yeah, very cool.
I learned something today.
A bunch of Galaga symbols and Alien Boy, that's his name. It's just a bunch of Galaga symbols. I don't know how he did that still. He reviewed before, so now we're continuing the story, I guess. Not my final review, because he said my final review last time. We were concerned about that.
My final review.
This is my final.
And we're like, what does that mean?
Not my final review. The reason I said that it might be my final review is because the Covenant is glassing my city, crying face. This podcast has got me through the Covenant invasion. Okay, I think they found me. What? Wait a minute. Are you okay?
This man's getting glass.
We need to suit up.
They're in Cleveland.
The Battle of Cleveland Part 2.
We got that. We should probably just. We don't need to do this, but we can correct. The Banished did not attack Cleveland. Just the Covenant straight up did.
Yeah, the Covenant did during Halo 2.
They were like, we're busy over here in this other continent. Let's just go attack Cleveland real quick. They deserve it.
It's gotta be my favorite review so far.
The last review comes from Gemzala that says, love the show. I've been binging your entire series of podcasts while I'm at work. Makes the day go by hella fast. Keep them coming, lads. We will. And that's about it for the reviews today. Thank you so much for all this. You should be sticking around because next month we're going to have next stories from Waypoint up and ready to go. And if you're not around for that, Library's coming out every single week. And Room 237 also coming out every week. But we've also got two other shows. Well, we've also got two other podcasts that are currently in development. So you don't want to miss out on any of that. Especially Tarkov Season 2. That's one of the two shows. The other show I can't talk about because it's still being worked on. So that's not happening. So now we're going to move on and open these packages. So
start taking tape off.
Might as well. Go ahead. Shane, you can open the manila.
Are we doing video at all?
No.
No.
I'm not going to ask her to come down again for that.
I was gonna say I could just.
Well, actually, wait. I should actually message her because she probably does want to. Cheyenne, if you're in range, we're opening things.
She's upstairs in the living room with her headphones on.
She
probably can't hear us.
Hold on. We're
could just
opening things.
I could just stand and film.
She's coming. You can hear her. She's coming down.
Ain't no way.
She's got ridiculously strong hearing.
I will say this again.
My brother in Christ, you use the heftiest packaging tape ever.
If you want. Yeah, here. You know what? My phone. Yes, but my phone's gonna die. So I'm gonna have to plug this in.
What is this?
Just hold on.
I'm just like feeling it's. I know. I'm not.
I have my box open.
It's open. Yes, it's open. I haven't taken anything out or looked in.
Video. You can just go back and forth. It doesn't really matter. Just you know the angles that we need. None of
Get my good
all our
side.
mess of the rest of the studio. Probably sideways would be best as well. You know, in the landscape perspective. Thanks, honey.
Thanks, dear.
Okay, so let's check the Manila.
All right.
What's in the
The
Manila?
Manila.
This
Let's
what did
see.
it come from? Who did it come from? Please.
The name.
Please.
It just had your name on there. I didn't see anything.
Wild Blue Custom Works, top left corner.
Oh, okay. You see, I saw that, but I was looking for like an actual person.
What
name.
does
Okay.
that mean?
Let's see.
Ooh, that's Tempest.
Tarkov Oni files.
That is straight up like, oh my
She
gosh.
said that's me.
Hey, we just talked
There
about
is
that.
a lot of these in like. Look,
How,
there's
how many?
a lot.
Oh my god.
There's a lot.
Okay, I know exactly who sent this. I know.
Tarkov Oni files.
I'm fairly certain there's
Are these
more than that.
stickers?
Oh yeah, those
Yeah,
are
they're
stickers.
stickers.
Look at that. That's our logo, baby.
We can put these all
Ooh.
over. We can put these on like desks.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That is beautiful.
We could even-
I want a JumperScape sticker.
I was gonna say we could all take
Connor.
some.
Here you go.
I got it.
This came from a Discord user in our Discord by the name of Flyboy Pfeiffer. I know all about this guy's work. He's fantastic. Oh my gosh,
These
that
are
is
baller.
gorgeous. That is our full size logo right there.
That is amazing.
that is
How
straight
do
up.
these stickers work? I don't want
Oh,
to
you just peel it off of the back there. They're like vinyl decals.
I'm being so careful.
Yeah.
All right.
what else we got in there?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna start taking
They might
more out.
actually-
I want
you
to
know,
put it
they
on my
might not-
water bottle.
they-
God damn it!
Who knows if they're actually stickers?
I'm
because
allowed
they could
to.
be.
I completely yoinked this from your hand. I can put this on my water bottle, right?
Yeah.
JumperScape audio.
There's like 50 of them.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
fan. I like.
Oh, JumperScape Audio, the
Yep.
actual our branch.
I figured this out.
Say, I was like,
Ooh,
Connor, just
it's-
grab a few and start.
It's
looking.
textured.
Well, rest in peace, my 343 sticker. It got.
Another-
what happened to
another
it?
I don't know.
Maybe we can hand these.
Oh my
out.
god, there's just so many JumperScape stickers.
I mean, take one of each, gentlemen. Please take one
Well,
of
I mean,
each.
there's like 8 of the normal. I mean, I'll take some home to put on my desk and all that.
We're gonna hang on to the big ones because like
Yeah.
the actual like JumperScape logos. We're gonna hand those out at HCS. So
Tarkov Oni files.
hell yeah! Those of you who come down to HCS this year, we're gonna be there and we're gonna hand out these JumperScape vinyls. This
Look
was
at
in
that. Connor, I'm
collaboration
giving
with
these
them.
all to you.
That's
Huh?
fine.
And Huragox, but it's besides the point. This is the stuff we're talking about.
JumperScape audio.
We're handing out a lot of stuff. We're gonna have a lot of
I
things.
think-
Probably, hopefully more than
You know what?
Huragox.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Just dump them all out.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Good
I'm just
call,
trying
good
not
call.
to-
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll
god.
need- that is a lot of JumperScape logos.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep, yep,
gosh.
Yep.
God, we can give one
Yep.
to almost every listener.
Yep.
I think I've got
Yep.
all the test
Okay,
ones.
so they're all just JumperScape. Okay, not mad at it by any means, but holy crap!
I get to keep these ones, I guess.
Yeah, you get the one-offs.
Hey James, you want the other?
You
You want the
wanna clean
JumperScape
these
audio
up?
logo?
Do you want 30 of them?
Wait, is that one different?
Yeah, it's JumperScape audio, and it's like
Okay.
it's the O logo, so
Okay.
different
So
you wanna
fonts.
stack
put this
those up for
on,
me?
When I
Stack
take
those
it
up.
off, will the logo stay? Is that how that works?
I don't know. Let's find out. Take it off.
Pull it off.
Pull off your sticker.
Okay,
Connor,
I think I
stack
have to give
those
it
up.
some time.
Okay. It could be a heat transfer.
Well, part of it was sticking for a second.
Okay, so maybe like use your palm to like press it down, so you just like and it's like hang on to that.
We're figuring this out.
Now,
Here, use your palm while I open. this
thanks,
other
man.
one.
Yeah, we have another package from who's it from?
It doesn't say.
But it should.
It
It's
says there's
Oh.
an address, but there's not a name.
that's true. Open this side.
See if there's a letter. In
I
it.
don't know. The one I'm scared of it being anthrax.
Please- That's what I pointed out earlier. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Okay.
Is it anthrax?
I don't know yet.
Our very own box of anthrax? I don't know what that
There's
is.
a letter.
What does it say? What does it say? What does it say? What does it say?
It's missing the patch and ID card, but
Huh?
the
What?
rest is there. Hope you guys enjoy the read and do an episode on it. P.S. Connor, give me another yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is from Dick
way.
Hammerbush.
No way. That's awesome.
P.S. I'm in your walls. P.S.S. I may have autism.
All right.
And then there's a drawing of jumper stonks.
What? Let me
What?
see this.
Oh, What? Oh my god, Dick Hammer foot.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Oh,
That's going into Discord.
This is
server.
the greatest. This right here is the greatest day of my life.
That's awesome. I wish I
great.
was the one to open this.
I'm sorry, Connor.
Yeah,
Hey, how can we know?
You know,
How can we know?
Connor, just I haven't opened it. I don't know what's in here.
No. You continue.
He
You
said
continue.
enjoy the read. It's probably a book.
Who knows?
Just making sure that I don't
miss
throw this
anything.
box and there's not like another thing
Yep.
in here.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Yeah.
I think we're good.
What's in
All right, Connor. Let's see. What is this? Oh, it's in package. Whoa, wait.
a package within a package?
No
Wait,
fucking way. Hold on.
wait.
Wait a minute.
I knew what it was immediately. He yanked it out of my hand, and I'm a little offended.
I don't know what it is.
What is it?
This is from Halo Reach's limited edition release.
Whoa.
You can't find these anymore.
Ooh.
They cost a lot of money.
Ooh.
This is a special Oni package that's got a whole bunch of lore stuff in there.
So we don't open it.
I don't know.
I'd say
I'm
no.
gonna open this, dude. This has got all sorts of like. I think this.
Look at this man. Do you think he's selling it?
no.
No, I'm never selling it, and I'm
It's-
going to enjoy everything in here. Oh my gosh! Hold on, I'm gonna have to.
But at
read.
least open it really, really carefully.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna keep that sticker intact. Are you kidding me? That's the Oni logo right there.
Do we need to get like scissors so we can just cut the ends?
No, I'm not doing that. That's terrible.
How do we
I'm
get
sorry.
No, like legitimate. I mean, that's probably the nicest way to open it is like go across the top and just push it out like that.
I think he wants to keep even the packaging.
I really
completely
do, because
intact.
this packaging is from 2010. This is old. This is old stuff. Let's see here. What does this say on the front? Okay, so this is top secret, eyes only. In
Can give me my
March.
water bottle.
Yeah. March. I'm going to guess 2553. Code word restricted. So this is very okay. DNA, retinal, trans delta wave verification required, sealed observation, under guard, and AI surveillance, double blind protocol Aurora 7. You will die if you touch this in the Halo universe.
All right.
Top secret, eyes only, code word required. Subject, Halsey, Catherine. Scientific and personal journal. This is her journal. This is Catherine Halsey's journal. Holy Okay. James, you hold this. Gosh, that's so cool. That is so stupid cool. I don't
Can we pass it around?
Yeah, Shane, here you go. Look at that. Dude, that is freaking incredible. That is actually, that's going up on like the top of my Halo shelf. I have a massive Halo shrine that's like, Cheyenne knows. According to her, it's so big. It's huge. It takes up like a massive portion of my office.
That's nutty. I didn't know something like that existed.
And dude, the Halsey journal, the only place that I've ever seen Halsey's journal is on Installation 00's desk, Hidden Xperia's desk, and the Halo Museum.
All right.
So now we've
Where
got
did he
that.
find that?
I remember. Apparently, he just had 2 of these, and I'm just like, dude, what do you mean you have 2 of these? I didn't think he was. During this conversation, I didn't think he was going to send it to us. Like, that's beautiful. This is amazing. Is it sticking, James?
Yes, get James's
Yes.
struggles in 4K. Zoom in right on him.
It is heat transfer. I learned that by putting it in front of the heater.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Even the sticker back here is an Oni sticker.
That's the best. That's why I'm not gonna. You know what, Shane? Honestly, I might take your suggestion. I might just cut that thing open with a letter opener.
No, you might be able to just get under it and just peel it off.
I hope so, because I don't want to break the sticker. I don't want to hurt it.
Right, like what I was thinking, like I meant like this part right there, like cut that and then pull it out that side, so this stays
Okay.
intact.
I see
That
what you mean.
Yes,
So like the
that's what I
side
mean.
side.
Yes, like go from here up like that, and then just push it out that way.
Ta-da!
Oh, it's on there? Oh, dude. Oh, wow. It sparkles, kind of.
I put it. I accidentally put it over a pre-existing sticker, but also it's a
Let's
sticker
see.
bomb, so it's okay. But I think I want to put. I think I honestly want to try and get all my
Yikes.
stickers off and just have one classy JumperScape.
That's
on
crazy.
You know what? If you need extras, we've got a lot.
Or just
What?
buy a new bottle.
That's also a thing I could do.
But like, and listen, James, I understand.
considering my water bottle I got as a groomsman gift was stolen
Yeah.
for some reason.
I still
Yeah.
use mine
Yeah,
every
it-
day.
Who steals a water bottle with someone's name on it?
I didn't know that.
Like, I should just because I know people would be very interested. You can have this, by the way.
Thanks.
And there's 2, so you get to have the other one. You're all good, by the way. You're dismissed.
Thank you, Cheyenne.
Thank you.
Love you so much. Very much appreciate your assistance. We will not disturb you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Imagine every time Dick Hammerbush gets announced, it's God damn it.
She's like, oh, Connor's about to scream in 3 seconds.
So, oh gosh, where was I at? I just completely lost what I was talking about. Oh, right, the bottles. So, like, and honestly, Connor, you can hang on to that. You can keep that.
You got to send it.
Just
in
so
the
you know,
Discord.
Hammerbush, Connor's hanging on to your message. He's keeping that. It's just for him. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Anything he wants.
This shit's so funny.
So here's the thing.
Okay, I surgically removed the sticker I put it over.
Okay, good job.
Somehow. Well, I guess it was still hot, so it stretched out a little bit, and I put it back.
Pause.
That worked.
Now I have JumperScape's. This is not a sticker.
This is
a
decal. Decal. Yep.
This is more permanent.
Yeah. That's not going anywhere. So the bottles. What happened for my wedding? It was not Halo themed, but there were Halo elements. It's sort of the same thing goes for what happened with Cheyenne's interests. Basically, we had a combination of things. So she came out to the sound of the Doctor Who TARDIS and all that. She walked down the aisle to Sunflower from Spider. And that too. You did also walk through a version, like a recreation of the TARDIS when you came out, which is really funny.
Hey there, Halo fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our friends right after these messages.
And then she came out to Sunflower from Spider-Verse because that was our, and still is, our relationship song. And then for my stuff, what are they called? The thing, I forgot what they're called. The stuff you got on the flowers on your chest.
Boutonniere.
For the Boutonnieres, these guys got Mega Constructs figures that I picked out for them. That some of them are really rare to find. Like Connor got Tartarus.
That thing was so cool.
What happened to him?
As far as I was aware, I let you guys keep them.
I thought you kept the TARDIS one
I might have kept that one
because it's a rare one.
Yeah, I think
I
I
kept the tartar. I wonder. It was in my carry-on. It's in my room somewhere. Then.
Mine is, I think mine is also
because I could have swore I let you guys keep most of them. And
I
just
also
took
want to.
Tartarus.
Yeah, I also want to say you let us. I also want to say I let you keep mine too. I don't know. I remember a conversation about you keeping some of them.
I just feel like I wouldn't have just left it in my carry-on and never did anything with it.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, are you sure you didn't keep them?
Well, if I did keep them, then there's some in those containers over there because the rest of them, if they were a thing, are in my Mega Constructs massive lineup that I have on my Halo shrine. But
I had an elite.
You had specifically the heretic leader. Forgot his name. What? No,
it's just an elite minor. He was blue.
Oh, my bad. I thought you had my special one. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Misa, sorry.
Because you asked me, do you want like the Arbiter? I was like, nope. Elite.
Okay.
Minor.
Do we want to get the ball rolling on questions? Because Connor's gonna have to get out of here soon.
Right.
It is already 9.
The bottles. There were bottles that I gave these guys, and they had.
I made the decision to take off the stickers.
Okay.
I did not listen to Shy.
They had an emblem on them.
You're taking off all
the emblem
stickers?
was a emblem from Halo 3
JumperScape looks nice.
that I made with my friends.
And these stickers are getting worn and look terrible now.
And these guys took that emblem on, and so I gave them bottles that had the emblem on it. And as far as I'm aware, I know Josh. He uses that bottle daily.
So do I.
That's awesome.
Mine's for rip.
I'm sorry, James.
We're
still working on getting you a replacement. I promise.
See, here's the thing. It's not even really about that. It's more that it's like it was special, and I feel really bad.
It was an occasion
that happened,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm like not saying. That's why I'm not like going. Yes, please replace it because it's like
I'd rather not replace it at that
honestly,
point.
it's like it's not about the cup. It's about what the cup meant.
Yeah,
that's what made it suck so bad.
No, yeah, for sure. No, I use mine. Mine's for my pre-workout. I use it every day. My H has fallen off and is missing, so I am now sane.
Oh, well, that's a first time.
Finally.
I play Rainbow Six every day.
Whenever Shane's feeling really down, he looks at his water bottle to remind him he's still there.
Somewhat. I'm still somewhat there.
Okay. Connor, I'm gonna give you one question, then you can get out of here safely.
Already.
All right. So
Safely.
first question from Q&A channel.
We'll tell the snipers to stand down when you go outside.
In discord.gg/JumperScape, our Q&A, we have Say and Rage Momaggot Y'all and asking, what's the worst bet you've lost that's not money related?
Ooh.
Worst bet I've lost.
We
That's
did-
not
that's
money
not-
related.
We did used to bet frappes.
Yeah, we've that was like our thing for a while. Like, oh, this is right. No, you're wrong. This is right. Put a frappe on it, and whoever was right and or wrong, owed the other a frappe. That's basically what we did. There wasn't any. My worst bets that I've lost have been money related, but I'm like, don't have like a gambling problem by any means. But when sports betting became legal in Ohio, I went crazy. Most of them worked out in my favor. I probably got a good like 60%, 65% of my bets were solid, but I probably did lose them back just as easy with that remaining 40, 35%. On the occasional, like, this player didn't hit this parlay, yada, yada, yada. But I haven't lost too many bad bets that have been like a detriment to me. I don't think. I don't make stupid bets.
Yeah, none really stick out, but there was this. I remember this one frappe bet we had made. We're playing Siege, and Shane just goes, "Frappe if you get a headshot." I popped this dude in the head on Siege. He just goes, "God damn it!"
We put a lot of frappes on some Siege back in the day.
My worst bet would probably be on a frappe, but I don't remember any of the frappe bets
No,
I
because
made.
we made a million of them. We
Yeah.
made and it was always over like some stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
we don't really make bad bets. We don't do a lot of dumb stuff because dumb stuff is dumb.
it is. Yeah. Like if there's a bet that I know that'll like end horribly for me or like embarrass me,
Yeah.
like no, I will just simply will not be doing that.
Yeah. Okay, Connor, love you.
One more, maybe.
Okay, one more.
One more.
With the news that 343 proposed a second ODST game that was shot down for Halo Wars 2, which game would you have wanted? Would you have wanted an ODST game again, or would you wanted another
ODST.
ODST.
ODST game.
With that, gentlemen, I'll see y'all.
Bye, Connor.
That was from Double H91.
My legs cramping.
Bye, Connor. Hope you find your dad.
Hope you find your dad. Oh my God.
Maybe
Connor's
Shane,
in
if-
shambles.
You could just tilt the microphone itself down. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Get out of here
I'm
before you're
seizing the opportunity.
You're taking his headphones.
his headphones. If we're that comfortable, I'll be the judge.
Connor's headphones are the best. They are the best headphones in this studio. 100%. They're nice. They're really nice.
These are real. Oh my God.
They feel amazing.
It's the difference in audio quality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it sounds better, but it's like almost echoey.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
really.
know.
Okay, next question.
All right, next. Spartans of Orange asks, who is a major character in the Halo franchise, but is someone you absolutely hate with all your might?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't have a Halo character that I hate. Like even the villains, like, ooh, this villain made me mad. He did this or killed this person. But like, I love all the Halo villains for the most part. Probably Warden Eternal. What a schlub. Like
I love all of them. You know what? Actually, Warden Eternal.
yeah, he's like. I know Epitaph probably did him a little bit of justice.
A lot of justice,
but
actually.
Yeah, I'm not a reader. I'm going off what I remember in Halo 5. The most boring and repetitive boss fight ever.
Just so you know, Epitaph didn't fix Halo 5 in any way.
No, I didn't think so.
For Warden.
Yeah,
Warden
I was here
is
for the
still
episode.
annoying.
I was here for the episode. Nothing's probably ever going to change my opinion on Halo 5. The campaign, at least, still not too big on the multiplayer, but the games, the custom games and the Forge carried it.
Oh, so good.
That's why Halo 5 will forever be installed on my Xbox.
See, I think Halo 5 is one of the best multiplayers.
I disagree. We're never going to see eye to eye on
I know.
that, and that's okay.
In terms of its mechanics, I would tend to agree, just because it tried something new. It's clean. It's smooth.
The thing
and
is,
it actually accomplished what
The
it
thing
wanted.
it tried
I barely
to do,
want to call it new.
It knocked it out of the park.
The thing is,
The concept it was going for, I think,
FPSs, it came out at a time where FPSs were embracing the thruster pack thing, and it just hopped right on the bandwagon. It wasn't new.
The reason I have an appreciation for Halo 5, and this is also maybe part of its downfall, is it definitely revived HCS.
Oh yeah,
HCS was barely a thing.
Because they were trying to make Halo competitive, they couldn't do it.
Right. Well, exactly. And here's the thing: we can't. It's a double-edged sword because we talk about constantly. We're constantly 343 for saying, "Oh, like they've doubled down. Halo is a competitive game at nature." No, it's not. Halo is an insanely casual game, and that's 99% of the player base. So using that as an argument to me is just kind of obsolete because that's such a small portion of the player base.
I think it's a double truth. I feel like
it's good
is and isn't. You can't. The thing is, you have to find a way to.
Halo's
both.
no, for sure, but again, not majority of the player base it's a casual game. Halo is a casual game.
I think it's a problem that like Rainbow Six has as well. It is definitely more of a competitive game, but they cater so much to their pro community,
right?
At the detriment of their casual.
But Rainbow Six is like majority it's competitive.
Yeah,
Halo isn't. Halo is way more casual than Rainbow Six is. But we're getting off track. Your least favorite Halo character. Who do you hate?
Oh yeah, I forgot. That
that is the question.
His is Warden.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I probably would actually pick Prophet of Mercy. His voice bothers
just
me.
Annoying.
To finish what we started. I'm glad he died.
I kind of hate the prophets too. No. But like not as characters. I hate them as villains, but I don't hate them as characters. Because Truth is great.
I love Truth.
A great villain.
I love Truth and Regret. I hate Mercy just because he's just an annoying old fart.
This bunga.
I'll make you
how
happy.
dare you not say?
I'll make you happy with my hologram mouth.
Not.
I'll make you happy with my hologram.
I'll make you
mouth.
happy with my hologram mouth. How dare you, when we play golf with your friends, deny bungle as a word?
Why are you bringing this up?
Because Prophet of Regret literally says bungler.
Yeah, but
your least favorite Halo character, James. Who do you hate? We're getting off topic.
I'm avoiding the question because it's hard.
I think I took the best one in my opinion.
You could say that you're a major player in Halo and just say yourself.
Whoa.
Wow.
You could say 343 Guilty Spark.
Oh, 34. Yeah, just say 343.
No, I actually really like.
Why? Spark is so annoying.
Yeah, but he's a good character.
He is a good character.
Yes, he is, but he's just annoying.
He's very interesting when you know the books.
Yeah. I think I took the best one.
I'm trying.
I think
I just love Halo.
I was going to say, I think just saying you don't hate any of them is a valid answer, to be honest.
Oh, you know what? No, I have an answer.
Yeah.
Do you?
I thought I had an answer.
Who are you going to force an answer? Drew?
Then
I thought about it. Then I thought about it.
He's
and I was like, no, I don't
flack.
hate him.
Who
Tartarus.
You don't like you hate Tartarus?
Yeah, he's a dirty brute.
Tartarus is a great villain.
As a character.
Yeah, that's why I took it back, and you guys forced me to say it out loud.
That's fair. We did do that.
I just wanted to know.
I don't know. Craig.
He is one of the most important characters in Halo Infinite. I
love how many like Infinite IWHBD things reference Craig. There's this Marine who's just like, I saw this brute the other day. He just looked so deadpan, not interested, didn't want to be there. If I named him, he'd be named Greg. Yeah, Greg.
My favorite is how they made him into a music artist.
That's a good
one.
one.
You can find his concert.
The Grunt propaganda tower references him. He's just like, Greg? Is there a Greg here? Greg. No, Craig. Sorry. Craig.
Yeah.
Like,
that's hilarious. I love it. Throne of Lactating Woe asks, since we know an AI can take over a Mjolnir suit, what are some thoughts on a game or book based on AI taking over dead Spartans and turning them on humanity?
Halo Infinite already did that.
Kind of.
Not in like a large extent.
Erasmus just being like, I'm angry.
Yeah, it was an event.
Yeah. And also all of those cutscenes can no longer be accessed in the game.
No way. You mean there's a possibility of FOMO when they promised there wouldn't be FOMO? No
you
way.
Could just go on YouTube.
Yeah, but like those stories got absolutely
I think
retconned.
the thing that is dumb is that it was cool to see your Spartan in them.
Yeah. But then it was too hard.
Yeah. When am I going to play Cursed Halo Reach?
I don't know. You want to start tonight?
No, Ready or Not.
Oh, right, Ready or Not.
yeah, I'll have to install that.
Well, I'll message you guys. Don't worry, I'll pressure you. Yap and EOD asks, are there any big plans to bring video into Spotify? Yep.
Sure.
We've already enabled the possibility. I'm straight up actually like I will take responsibility. I am the reason that Robots Radio has video podcast. Straight up, I'm the one that messaged them. I'm the one that reached out to them. I got them where they are. But no, for real. Video podcasts are now enabled on all Robots Radio podcasts, including ours. So it is a plan. Just originally I had hyped it up to be something that's going to happen a lot sooner, but it's probably not actually going to happen until we move studios. I'm not going to lie. Once we get a new place set up and can actually like customize it the way that we want, because the place we have right now is not very customizable whatsoever. We're kind of stuck with what we've got here. Once we get a better place, then we can probably get the video rolling. Plus, cameras are expensive, and the bottom line podcast camera is like $1,300. I don't have that money. I don't get the money. Throne of Lactating Woe is back, and he's asking, will we ever get Ongoy Farmer? I was so confused when they didn't release that as a mobile app.
That would be fun.
I want to play it.
So the question is, are you farming Ungoy or are you an Ungoy farmer?
I want to believe that you're an Ungoy farming.
If you're just
because that's a lot less depressing.
If you're farming Ungoy, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I can carry that guilt on my mind. I don't know if I can do that.
It's a game where
they look up to you like their ultimate tyrant or like their dad, or is that up to you?
Like here's the thing is that Mashak Moradi says that he lost his high score, which implies first of all local saves, and also implies that you can get a high score in this game. So is it like Farmville?
Maybe
it's either that or it's like Stardew Valley or something.
Please just be nice, cute game where you farm as a grunt.
I would love
not
that.
Game where you run dystopian grunt breeding farm.
Honestly, James, would you accept if like 343 randomly dropped a trailer and it was for some like cutesy little random out of pocket game that's getting like a huge release and it's straight up just a grunt farming?
I would play it. I feel like that would become my new comfort game.
I think I would agree. I think I would do that too. I was hoping that we were on the level of that one because I would play the hell out of that. I don't think they're willing to experiment enough. Halo is like you can play around with it. You're already making a TV show that's not canon. Go ahead and have some fun now. Come on.
Might as well.
You've opened the door. Iskari asks, I saw a short film made by a fan recently. The film took place during the fall of, this is a big question, during the fall of Reach, and in the film we are following an ODST on a mission with a smart AI. Do you think it actually happened for other branches than the Spartans within the UNSC to use smart AIs during the battle? If so, do you guys have example or battle results of other branches using smart AI and how the battle went? Okay, what you're talking about is Halo, what is it called? Halo, I think it starts with an R. I know what fan film you're talking about. I've seen it. It's like a 45-minute long fan film. It's really impressive for what it is. I just can't remember what. Dawn? Like Halo.
Forward Unto Dawn?
Not Forward, no. It's like Dawn. It's something Dawn. I don't remember.
Dawnbreaker.
Dawnbreaker. I don't remember what it's called. I just know that Dawn is in the name somewhere. And yeah, there is an ODST with a smart AI. No, as far as I'm aware, there might have been a smart AI assigned to just normal soldiers, but those things are very expensive. And unless it was with like, I haven't read these books, that's why I'm saying this. Unless there was a smart AI with Kilo 5 or with one of the other really high class ODST teams, probably not going to happen. The only humans that are like normal, roughly, that get to have these sort of AI is people like Parangoski and Stanforth. They both are higher ups in Oni, and they both have a smart AI. Stanforth has a very cool AI that's strictly just for him, and Parangoski is in control of the Oni AI. So, that's just kind of how it is. Most of the time, though, you're going to see smart AI with either Spartans, which was very uncommon, actually. The fact that Master Chief got the smart AI, it was actually like risque. But it was proven that it worked because he did things like complete a crash course where Ackerson tried to blow him up with a missile, and Master Chief, with the help of Cortana, slapped it out of the air.
Get destroyed.
And so that proved, hey, we could actually probably do this. But most of the
What
time,
if they adapt that in the finale?
I would love
By the
that.
time this episode airs, we know the answer. but at the time of recording, we don't.
That was in the Fall of Reach. That happens in the Fall of Reach novel. So I mean, come on.
And if Jimmy Rings slaps a missile, he will get a couple more respect points.
And then there's the ship AI. Smart AI were mostly deployed on UNSC ships, and thus made it so that the UNSC ships were much more valuable and less likely to be lost and all that stuff. So no, not very frequently were they actually in the hands of normal soldiers. It was pretty much frowned upon, actually. Double H91 is back and asks, do y'all ever do Halo drinking games? Me and my buddies loved playing Halo drinking games.
That sounds like a
Great idea. Please tell me your rules.
I mean, we drink during like custom game nights. Like, obviously don't get pilt, but like I don't know, I crack open a cold one. I know
The thing is,
James
drinking
does
games,
as well.
like drinking, first of all, I don't get drunk. So I'm already a party pooper in that way. But second of all, with drinking games, my drinking games would have you guys sloshed if I were to introduce my own.
What are your drinking games?
My drinking games would probably be something like play Halo 3, take a shot every time someone says something really dumb or poorly written.
Oh no, Halo 3.
Almost every cutscene.
Exactly. You would be gone.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to have most drinking games, you want to keep it to have a drink, not have a shot.
No, because like you'll be
You'll die.
after
You'll die.
3 shots. You're
Yes, have a sip. A sippy.
There's probably like literally 3
unless
shots
it's
in the
Fireball.
first couple cutscenes.
You know, I'm actually kind of curious.
It depends on what voice line Johnson gives you in this first mission of Halo 3. If you're on Legendary, depending on what variation of voice line you get from Johnson, you could be destroyed in the first minute.
Okay, here's the thing. There's a Tumblr post about the Halo drinking game campaign edition. Take a sip if Master Chief speaks,
Oh,
Cortana hacks something,
So don't play Halo 4
or Comedy Evolved, because oh my gosh.
and sitting there playing Halo. Sorry,
Halo
Making
4.
your tab out. Playing Halo 4, just
John's a chatterbox in Halo 4. You're gonna be done.
Johnson says Marines. Anybody says Halo. Sparks calls you Reclaimer. Sparks.
so this is just take a sip, so that's okay.
Yeah. A grunt begs
are a
for
lot.
his life.
These are a lot to remember. though.
Arbiter recites gay poetry?
Excuse me.
What? When does that happen in Halo?
I'm trying to think.
This is Tumblr. I should have expected this.
Yeah, fair enough. That doesn't. I don't think that happens.
It probably does.
Maybe in
we
a
just
book.
don't know.
Maybe in a book.
poetry? What?
No.
In a game?
Is it gay poetry? Or is he calling poetry in itself gay? Like, I don't know what he means.
I would hope that it's that second
Yeah,
one.
We're talking Xbox. It's probably the second one.
Somebody crashes a pelican. Chief and Cortana have an intimate moment. The Covenant again, Halo 4. Don't play Halo 4.
Halo 4.
Don't do this. Hey, Arbiter's not in that game.
You have a little bit of a chance. The Covenant glass something. You destroy any enemy
Don't play
vehicle.
Reach. Don't play Reach.
Don't play Reach. Don't play 3 if you got that one. Jeez. You kill a mini boss, Hunter, Zealot, or Chieftain. Don't play Combat Evolved if there's 36 Hunters in Combat Evolved.
Okay.
Your Warthog flips over. An Elite says wart. Again, don't go Combat Evolved. A Grunt dishes out some serious trash talk. It takes you a whole magazine to kill a single flood spore.
Okay. I'm thinking Reach is the play here.
Wait, finish your drink. Finish your drink rules.
Okay.
If any of the main characters meet their demise, don't play Reach.
Okay. Never mind. Never mind. I take it back. My new answer is Halo 2, depending on the rest of these rules.
Loophole. Playing Halo Wars.
You complete a mission. Take down a scarab. Don't play Halo Wars.
No.
Damn, Halo 2 has the most missions. I'm out of answers.
It sounds
Halo
like
5.
A kamikaze grunt does his job.
Does that mean he kills you or he
Yeah.
dies?
He kills you.
Okay, I was gonna say, does that entail the grunt dying or like you dying with the grunt?
The chief blows up something very big. So Halo, a Covenant ship, an AA gun. So not Halo 3 because he does all 3 of those. Johnson knows what the ladies like. So I guess one. You finish your drink when he says that line. I can get behind that.
Okay, here's the thing. This is bad.
Why?
The one rule, the complete a mission. Finish your drink.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's just a beer, it's not a big deal.
Well, what if
we're talking up to 15 beers on certain games?
Well, what if
Not counting everything in between.
What if
Exactly. So that's a bare minimum. of 15 beers.
I
Probably
think
making it.
if we go all of these, I'd say we'd have to like. There's so many that we'd start losing track. We'd probably have to just like take a select few, like 5 rules, and just run with that. Otherwise, we're going to be We're going to be in the emergency room by the end of the
I
night.
say we should try this.
No. What?
Not the missions part. Just take out the mission rule.
I think we need to handpick a lot of these.
Yes.
Because we're going to forget.
We're going to have to
half of these.
stream this.
No. Oh, yeah. Except like we can't like call it like drinking game because of rules. We'll have to like
Beverage game.
Beverage.
fun juice game. I don't.
Beverage activity. I'm still not going to get drunk. That's not happening. I don't like getting drunk. It sucks to me. Next, Saiyan Rage Momatic Yalin asks, would you throw an all Halo party where everyone had to dress up or cosplay in the universe? If yes, when is it going to be at the new studio?
I mean, if you guys want to fly all the way out here, go for it.
I would have to actually like get like a whole separate building. because I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to have the new studio be like.
I would
as
love
close.
a Halo party. That'd be fun.
I would have a
It
good
would
time, dude. Okay,
But the problem with this is Halo cosplay is expensive.
but here's the thing, James. You wear a suit like a fancy tux. I wear a fancy tux. You wear the Halo 2 Master Chief helmet. I wear the Halo 3 Master Chief helmet. We reenact
And I'll go fuck myself.
the Halo flash.
Do you have a Halo helmet?
I can get one.
Easy? Yeah,
Good point.
I was gonna say, like-
Get the Combat Evolved one.
I don't want the comment.
But he's the best. I think he's, one of the best
character.
He's the best in Flash gets. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Because like Halo 3 Chief gets offed by Halo 4. Or no, by the
I'm going to invite Elijah so we have a Johnson.
That'd be awesome.
You know, I honestly, if I'm thinking of what my costume for a Halo thing would be, I'd probably wear like a red robe and make a tinfoil version
Oh, no.
of Prophet of Truth's crown.
You know what? When you said that, I was about to say you can just wear the hoodie you have, but I'm like, it says Outback Steakhouse.
That's even better.
Where
I
you're
am the
Outback.
prophet of steak. Truth, help me. No,
You didn't tip.
blooming onion.
Okay, let's move on.
Dick Hammerbush. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shane. Is Gray Team still alive? Other than Cole
No.
Protocol, I don't remember much mention of them after. And Connor, can I? Oh, he's asking, can he get a yeah? You already got like
I
3
did
or
it for
4.
him. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, they're alive. We have no confirmation of them ever dying, and it's very unlikely that they'll really have a chance of dying because Oni really likes to protect that team. 2 more questions from Ascari. What type of alcohol do you think Chief and Arbiter would drink together for a barbecue dinner?
Chief is built like he probably just takes shots of vodka straight up.
He seems like a whiskey guy to me if he's learning from Johnson.
You see, whiskey. I see Arbiter as a whiskey guy.
I do too. Maybe
Arbiter sounds he's a little bit more elegant in whiskey. Chief just like, I'm sore from cracking skulls all day. Let me just take a shot.
No. Chief to me, tequila.
I was gonna say tequila.
No.
and I backtracked
He would
to
be the one to
vodka.
drink the worm.
I feel like
And
tequila
mezcal.
in its current like
Doesn't the worm get you, like,
cultural
absolutely
In the
thing.
current
destroyed?
tequila meta,
it's a party drink.
I'm going
Chief
home.
doesn't strike me as a partier.
that's fair. Well, let me think about this.
I think they are both whiskey enjoyers.
That's what I'm saying. Really, if they
I can see it.
That
I'm saying
or they're
Arbiter-
cracking down some natty light.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Arbiter, bourbon. Exclusively. Chief, doesn't matter. Whiskey.
He strikes me as a Kentucky man.
Kentucky. I love my hometown of Kentucky on Aridinus 2.
Kentucky too on a riddenness too.
Kentucky 2.
Kentucky straight bourbon 2.
Iskari then asks, do we know what was George 052's armor like before he joined Noble Team? Was he using Mark IV body armor with his iconic Grenadier helmet, or was he using a full Mark IV armor? Well, just like any other Spartan too, he was wearing his Mark IV armor first, then he got his custom stuff based on what his job was. That was
Acknowledged by Halsey.
the
What have
whole
you
point.
done to my armor?
And he didn't really make that many modifications. He really just kind of like the chest piece was his doing, the shoulder piece was his doing, and the rest of it is just good old fashioned Mjolnir armor. So he didn't change a whole lot of it. She's just dramatic.
What have
Please
you done to my
reference
armor?
that one guy on TikTok in his George cosplay but it's his Mark IV with 052 on the chest, and he makes those videos where he encourages you to live a good life.
Yep, I love that guy.
I like him.
I've also met a George cosplayer who was 100% just him. Same size, same armor. It was made perfectly. It was at HCS last year. I want him to please come back this year because I would love to say hi to you
Dude
again.
sounds like a unit.
He was amazing. The dude, I'm guaranteeing you, he was jacked under that armor. Given how those cosplayers had to, on the last day, I guess the cosplayers have to line the halls to get everybody all excited for the final matches of the season. And I did walk up to a cosplayer at one point. I'm like, hey, be real with me. How long have you been standing out here? And he's like, I don't remember. It's just some poor ODST cosplayer.
Bro's probably sweating bullets on all the armor.
Are they like giving you guys anything for this?
Apparently they had been there since like 7 a.m. or something, and the doors opened at like 11.
Ooh.
I if I remember correctly, it was pretty funny. Last question. Throne of Lactating Woe asks, do we have any idea of what Mark 1 through 3 armors looked like? Yep.
Look it up.
Look it up.
You could have easily just Googled this, but I appreciate you giving us content.
Yeah, no, Mark 1 through 3, I mean, they're...
You could say that
all
for
right.
a lot of questions.
No, you
Oh, totally.
100%. No, you could.
Oh, actually, real quick, I do actually really find this question important. What's your honest reaction to the idea of Chief dying in a book?
I don't even want to entertain this idea.
I think actually I'll make this my ultimatum. If they go that far, I'm quitting Halo. I'm done.
You cannot kill Master Chief in a book. If you want the entire Halo community and me personally at your doorstep with a pitchfork and a torch, so help me God, you will not do that to Master Chief. I don't want you killing him off in general anytime soon. In a book, I will go buy all these books and personally burn them. And then I will go steal my money back. Or I'll just steal the books. I don't know which one. It depends.
I often find myself thinking about the idea of Chief's death and beginning to cry. And it might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I can like feel how much that would hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've thought about it.
If it happened in a book and
I'd
you
be
took
angry.
that moment from me,
It'd be angry.
I still really like our idea that we came up with before where it's like, you know, everything goes quiet. We watch him fight. We hear the heartbeat as he's fighting his hardest that he's ever fought, surrounded by enemies. And then he finally falls and his heartbeat just stops as he hits the sand.
what if when he died, it just was like you're playing the last mission of the game and it's kind of like a lone wolf situation and just like you die and do whatever ragdoll animation and then it just goes to credits.
Just Halo 3 glitches. Ladies and gentlemen, that's
Master
the end.
Chief is dead.
No, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you guys have had a good time. Thank you to those who have sent us stuff in our P.O. Box. If you want to send us stuff yourself, good news is that I actually pulled up the information this time just so that I wouldn't have to go and search for it. Now, did I keep that information in front of me? Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? You see, you have to ship that. Oh no, it just disappeared. Oh gosh. I thought I was prepared. It just opened YouTube for some reason. Why is my phone doing this right now? Not now.
It is at 117343 Halo Street.
It is. I wish. It is at P.O. Box 1122, Austin Murphy, Massillon, Ohio 44648. That is a neat little USPS office. It's very kind of them to host us. So send that stuff over, P.O. Box 1122, Massillon, Ohio 44648 to Austin Murphy, and we will pick that stuff up at some point in the week and, you know, bring it here onto the show. So thank you again to Flyboy Pfeiffer and Dick Hammerbush for these things. I love you guys. You're fantastic. I love interacting with you guys in the server. So if you want to interact with these guys, you go to discord.gg/JumperScape. You can say hi to them. Say that they're awesome for doing the things that they've done. And if you get one of these decals at HCS, please post a pic about it. It'll be fantastic to see it and what you do with it. And aside from all of that, patreon.com/JumperScape is how you can help us out with actually funding all of these projects that we do that cost a lot of money to do. And of course, if you want to get your questions answered or your reviews read, then you already know where you go for all that. Apple Podcasts for your reviews, 5 stars on Spotify will help the show a great amount. or you can go to the Discord at the Q&A channel, and we'll be sure to read all of your questions once we get around to them. We're trying to read more of them. I'm honestly tired of trying to keep track of how many we answer, so I'm just kind of answering them until the show ends now. So that's just the way that it is. Thank you so much for listening. James, say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, dude.
The library was produced and published by JumperScape Audio. Funding was provided by our fantastic patrons on Patreon. If you enjoy the show and wish to support JumperScape's future projects or get some sweet benefits, join our Patreon at patreon.com/JumperScape or become part of this truly special community at discord.gg/JumperScape. Thank you for your listenership, and we hope you enjoyed.